listeners are as important as our guests. Join in on the conversation. 504-341-8255. The New Orleans Talk Network. Listeners are as important as our guests. Join in on the conversation. 504-341-8255. The New Orleans Talk Network.
FanView Live, where real fans talk about real sports, only on the New Orleans Talk Network. Like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, because we're not just a sports talk show, we're a talk show about sports.
Yo, man, it's Fred. Listen, don't forget to like and subscribe to our New Orleans Talk Network page on. Keep going. What's up, everybody? This is your boy Fred. Listen, don't forget to like our page on YouTube, FanView, Facebook, FanView, and on Twitter, FanView New Orleans.
My name is Jaquan Jackson, SMU commit, and you're tuning into FanView.
Yo, what's up? It's Pooga Williams, 2017 Mr. Football. You are now tuned into FanView Live on New Orleans Talk Network.
Whoa, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. FanView, real fans talk sports, New Orleans Talk Network. Listen, I'm your boy Fred.
GSportz in the building.
Man, Coach Hurricane Hen, man, he got a game tonight he got to do. So, big shout out to him. So, next week he'll be back here with us. But, man, we got a lot to talk about in sports. A lot's happened over the past 6 days.
Yes.
A lot has happened, man. We got a lot to talk about, man. You know, Saints-Giants recap. We got to get into some real conversation about who the GOAT is in football. Got to have that conversation. Stay tuned, bro. We got some prep for y'all for your bag. Trust me. Y'all stay tuned. Yeah, your bag is going to be the hottest thing in sports for this show.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, bro. It's going to be trending worldwide very soon. Cause trust me. When we put it in your bag, it's your bag. But listen, y'all know what I have to do. Y'all know what I like to do every time before I get ready to start the show. I give a salute to the armed forces, the Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, first responders, Coast Guard, local police department, local fire department. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. If nobody wanted to give y'all a shout out and respect for the service that y'all do, FanView Live will do it for y'all each and every Thursday. Appreciate you guys. Again, thank for everybody for tuning in. Shows from 6 to 8 p.m. Thank for everybody. First time callers, first time people who tuning in. Thank y'all. We deeply, deeply appreciate it. Everybody want to follow us, you can follow us on FanView Live on Facebook. You can follow GSportz on Facebook. If you're looking for high school coverage of high school football, basketball, G getting big time, even LSU.
Yeah.
Big time. Follow my man GSportz on Facebook. Also follow us on Instagram at FanView Live. Also follow us on Twitter at FanView Nolan. Also go to YouTube. You can follow us there also on FanView Live. But listen, Saints, Giants. Big deal. Saints goes up there to New York. Come out with the dub, GSportz. What is your take on the Saints going on the road, which this team has not been a very good road team in the past 3 seasons under Sean Payton, going up to New York and getting a dub? in a hostile environment up there. You know, Giants needing to win. They got their first win against the Houston Texans the prior week, a team that's a little, I wouldn't call it desperate by any means, but a team that needed a win to kind of get their season going. What do you think about what the Saints did going to New York and getting the W against the Giants?
I like to see when you're looking for a championship type of team and a Super Bowl caliber team, you want to see the team winning different type of ways.
Yeah,
you know, if a
I
team's
agree.
coming out, blowing people out every Sunday, you're never going through no kind of adversity. They just dominating everybody.
Right.
You kind of don't get a feel of what kind of team you're dealing with.
Right.
And with the Saints, man, 2 games this year, we went through some adversity, and I'm talking about the offensive side of the ball.
Right.
Against the Browns in the Dome, with Greg Williams coming in there and having a great game plan against Drew Brees and Sean Payton.
Right.
Our offense didn't look potent like it usually does. Same thing with on Sunday, man, against the Giants, man. We came in there. We was our offense wasn't really clicking like it usually does.
Right.
Drew Brees was a regular player on Sunday. He was 18 for 32. That's unlike Drew Brees. 18 for 32, 217 yards, no touchdowns. He didn't throw any interceptions. And he only averaged 6.8 yards a pass. So that just go to show you that our offense was not clicking like it usually does. But on the other hand, our running game got going. Alvin Kamara, 19 carries, 134 yards, 7.1 yards a carry, 3 touchdowns. Tyson Hill came in and made a couple plays on second and third down here and then when we needed some first down.
What about that first play on special teams?
Yeah.
That punt.
Yeah.
Man.
And that's the kind of things he can do, man. Like I say, man, Tyson Hill should be labeled as an athlete. You know, when you get on Madden, he shouldn't have a position by his name. He should have ATH. Athlete. He had a great game.
Right.
Michael Thomas didn't have a real particular good game like he usually had.
No.
4 catches, 47 yards. Even he had some good catches and things like that. Got to change movement sometime, but he didn't have the game that he
was having for the first 3 weeks of the season.
Right. The reason why we won this game, and I said this last week before we played the Giants, our defense, man. I knew coming into this game that the Giants' offensive line was terrible. You know, it was 4th in the league in sacks given up. Eli has been patting. He been, look, he been tap dancing back there all season long. And I thought this was a game that I thought our D-line was going to be able to come alive. I was hoping that Dennis Allen was going to send a lot of pressure, which he did.
He did.
DeMario Davis, he earned his paycheck on Sunday. He led the team in tackles with 11 tackles, 9 solo. He had 2 sacks. 2 tackles for losses.
Looked like he was playing middle linebacker again.
Tyler Davidson had a sack. And we got a lot of constant pressure and was getting him Eli off his spot where he couldn't find Odell Beckham down the seam and on these deep patterns.
Right.
He did a good job making things miserable for Eli all game long. And I think that's credited to the blitzing and our D-line getting a lot of pressure. So our defense, I think, was the reason why we won this game. We was able to flip field position real good, put our offense in situations where we can get when we only had to go 40 yards.
Right.
We had 4 field goals in the first half.
Yeah.
But I like how we won the game. We're not gonna always win with our offense putting up 40 points. I know we scored 33,
right,
but it don't show from what the yards and the stats our offense put up.
Right.
But we found a way to still get points, and it was because of our defense, man. I think a game like this gives your defense confidence.
Facts.
I like to play with when they threw to Gallman out the backfield and P.J. Williams smacked him. Latimer picked it up.
He finally made a play, huh?
Made a play, put a hat on the ball.
Yeah.
Latimer picked it up. Even though I think Latimer should have scored that. You can't let Eli Manning, stop you from getting in the end zone right there.
Is he bad?
You gotta either drop your hat on him, hit him with a jab step, cut it back. Come on, Latimer. I heard you playing running back in high school, so you should have made a play right there. But all in all,
bad?
He was bad for it. all in all, man, I was very, very pleased with how we won the game. Mm-hmm. We didn't win the game pretty, but we made it happen. Our defense played exceptionally well. Saquon Barkley, he had one really good run in his game.
Right.
He didn't tail us up like I thought he was going to do. 44 yards. That was good. He had the long 28-yard run, but that's all he had. Eli, 31 for 41, 255. He had a touchdown, but we didn't let him get in the rhythm, and I think that was the key. Odell Beckham was held to 60 yards receiving on 7 catches. But like I say, we kept him under 100 yards. We kept him out the end zone. I think it was because of our defense and Will Lutz why we was able to prevail in this game. So I was very pleased with the Saints.
You got to get credit to Will Lutz. First of all, I'm gonna give credit to some of the Giants' defense. The Saints got into 4 red zone opportunities in that game. And for the Giants defense not to let that high-powered offense not score but end up in field goals. For people to forget, the game was 7-12 at halftime. That was the score. So the Giants, you got to give some credit to that Giants defense and making sure that they didn't allow Drew Brees to be this guy that's going to take over the football game.
Right. So
you got to give credit to that part of the Giants defense. But man, what we got to also give credit at is this defense going into Sunday. Like I said last week, this defense gave up 5 plays up to this point, over 40 yards. They gave up plays that they was first in the NFL. They was first in the NFL as far as getting up 20-yard plus plays. You didn't see that Sunday.
Right.
You didn't see those 20-yard plus plays, those 40-yard plus plays. And we're looking at a guy like Odell Beckham, who's probably to me the most explosive receiver who could take a slant to the house, who can create those 20-yard, 40-yard plus plays. He didn't have them.
Right.
So Sterling Shepard didn't have it. Saquon Barkley didn't have it. So when you started saying to yourself, man, when they can't make them kind of plays on this defense, and the Giants, for my understanding, listen, I said to whoever was tuning to our live stream when we was live, the Giants offensively were ranked 23rd in the league. They averaged about 230 yards offensive. That's exactly kind of in the area what they finished with. That's kind of what they do offensively. So the Saints didn't let the Giants become out of character.
Right.
They didn't let this team become. They averaged 230, 240 yards so far this season. They didn't have one of those 400-yard plus games like the Falcons did with Matt Ryan. They didn't have the same way with Ryan Fitzpatrick. You see what I'm saying? They didn't allow that team to be out of character. And I think when the Saints allow a team to be what they are, they can do good things. The fumble was a big turnover, a big momentum change because we're not used to having turnovers so far this season. So that fumble by P.J. Williams, thank God you're back in some good grease. You know, you're not in all great good grease, but you're back in some good grease. That turnover there, not having a turnover on offense, that plus-minus ratio is for the Saints. But also, I don't want to get too carried away because this is not an offensive dominant-driven team. The Giants right now are going through changes. Obviously, when you got a new head coach, you got a new defensive coordinator. There are things that the Giants are going to have to learn how to do and learn how to win. They still got weapons, but to me, I think Eli Manning is not their problem, but they have to address the position. So I want to give credit to my Saints. You know, they went in there, they went to Giants, they won, which is something they're not used to doing under Sean Payton, at least the past few years. They're not used to going on the road and winning tough games. They came out with a victory. Man, I love the way they fought. I love the way they played. The D-line they had a better game this week. I don't think Karen Jordan registered a sack, but again, the Demario Davis with the 2 sacks, the Tyler Davis with the sack that he had.
But Cam Jordan was getting constant pressure. He was getting
constant pressure. He was getting constant pressure. And that's what I looked at and said, man, listen, this Giants offensive line gives up the 4th most sacks in the league. You have to have pressure, and they did. So there's a lot of things that turned around, and Alvin Kamara just was Alvin Kamara in the second half. I mean, he just went bananas with that big long run to the end zone, running in the tunnel, him and Mike Thomas, game over. So when you have plays like that, man, and again, I'm a big fan of this. If your team can score 28 points in the National Football League, it ain't your offense fault. They scored 28 points, more points. It ain't your offense fault why you lost the game. Saints ended up with 33 points, kept the Giants down to 18. That's the way you want to play football. That's the way you want to beat a team that is not a very good offensive team in the National Football League. So kudos to the Saints and what they had to go up there and do and win, because at the end of the day, they did what they needed to do. They didn't let Odell Beckham get big yardage. Sterling Shepard had that little 1 touchdown. But overall, they didn't let the Giants be out of character. And when you can go do that, and you can not let a team be out of character, you got a chance to win football games.
I think that Sean Payton was really encouraged about how the defense played too. When you listen to his press conference, he talked about, we got a consistent pass rush. Even when we didn't get the sack, we was able to move Eli off his spots. And everybody knowing in a game in the NFL, man, it's all about timing. When them receivers running their routes, it's all about timing, man. When you mess the timing up, that's when you get them out of rhythm, and now you can create turnovers. Now you can create 3rd down and longs and things of that nature, and that's what they did. Marcus Davenport didn't record a sack, but Marcus Davenport got a lot of pressure. He did some great things in the run game. I mean, it was one time when he shedded a block and Saquon Barkley tried to bounce it to the outside, and he was able to get out there and make the tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Right.
Those are the things that we need to do going forward. We won't beat the people like the Rams, the Eagles, people of that nature, because you got to be able to have athletic D linemen that can make plays like that when they one-on-one with offensive linemen. And Davenport showed that on Sunday. I think the more as the season go on, I think by the time we get to like week 9, week 10, I think you're going to see Davenport coming into his own.
Yeah.
I like what I'm seeing from him, bro.
I agree with that.
I like what I'm seeing from Cam Jordan, of course. I mean, Mr. Consistent. And Tyler Davidson and Onyemata and Sheldon Rankins, they're doing their part as well. But DeMario Davis, I think he was the key to the defense on Sunday. We blitzed him a lot. He was running sideline to sideline, making plays. He would not let Saquon Barkley get to bust the long run. I mean, he had the 28-yarder. But he didn't let Saquon Barkley get loose like he wanted to.
No, they didn't let these guys impact the game the way they wanted to impact the game.
Yeah, and Anzalone had a good game. I just like the way our defense played on Sunday. People can say what they want about, the Giants. They 1-3 and all of this, but guess what? That's still a good football team, and they got weapons. And for us to go in New York on the road and play the way we played, it has to be encouraging going forward. And especially going into this Redskins game in the Dome on Monday night. So I mean, we gotta stay the course. And keep building on this. We got a young defense, and I think you're gonna see this defense keep getting better and better.
Here's the thing, though. Do you think this game was more of a rebound game for the defense? Like, everybody needs that rebound game, like reintroduce confidence. Like, you need that game where, you know what, man? Yeah. We haven't been playing well, but we need a game that we could just go out here, man, and play lights out and have that confidence boost. And I think that this was the Giants game. Like, okay, defensively, you gave up yards against the no one wants to remember the Buccaneers game. Obviously, we thought that game would be going to be a little bit against Cleveland, but you gave up some plays the Antonio Callaway touchdown. You gave up some plays in that game. Then you come back in Atlanta. You go on the road, and, man, you gave up a lot of yardage. Calvin really just had a career day. Had a career day again this past Sunday. He's picked up where he left off at. But they needed that game against a team that they feel like, okay, they had weapons. I ain't talking about when you go out here and you play the Buffalo Bills, who don't have weapons. You're only looking at, they got Shady McCoy, but you're looking at Odell, you're looking at, you're looking at Saquon Barkley, you're looking at star-like talent, and to limit those guys to make sure their game wasn't going to be the impact to determine the game and make it a fist fight was important. Because Odell is is a highlight in the league. Saquon Barkley coming as the second overall pick out of Penn State. Got a lot of, hype around him. So to limit what they can do offensively in Giants Stadium was a big deal to me. That was like, man, look, I know a Giants offense ain't all that great, but for the Saints to do that on the road, which is they have not been a good road team under Sean Payton. To me, that was a big, big deal going into this game. I know a lot of people don't want to say it, but I think it was a big deal going to the game. I know this upcoming Monday night. You got Alex Smith, Jay Gruden.
Listen, we play these people on Monday night in the Dome, and Drew Brees is 205 yards or whatever it is.
201 yards away
from breaking a record for most passing yards in the history of the game. He's going to pass Peyton Manning. He's going to make history on Monday night. I think we beat these people convincingly in the Dome. I think the Redskins are a bad team? No, I don't. I think they're a solid team, but I think it's going to be overwhelming for them. I think it's going to be loud. It's going to be crazy. People going to be in there to see Drew Brees break that record. And I want to say this. They better stop the damn game after Drew Brees break that record. You got to stop the game.
Stop the game?
Stop the game. Stop the game. Give him the ball. Let him throw his hands up to the crowd. Stop the game for 1 or 2 minutes. And give him the standing ovation he deserves, man. He about to break Peyton Manning's all-time passing record, man. I mean, this man about to pass legends.
Legend. No, he's passing the legends.
He gonna pass Brett Favre throughout that game because I think he's like 110 yards from Brett Favre, and then he gonna pass Peyton Manning after that. So it's remarkable what Drew Brees has done over his career, standing at 5'9", 5'10", 160 pounds, soaking wet. What he's done in his career is absolutely remarkable. I can't wait to be in there Monday night. I'm gonna be screaming like a madman, and when he break that record, we gotta give him the ovation that he deserves. I'm telling you now, if they don't stop the game, we need to do a protest or some sort, because this is a big time record. I think the completion record was big when he passed Brett Favre. Don't get me wrong, but I think get the most passing yards in the history of the game. This is on a whole nother level. Whole nother level. And he probably gonna play another year or two. So no telling this guy might get to 78,000, 79,000 yards passing. Possibly might get to 80.
80.
Never know.
What do y'all think who tuning in right now? I know Calvin Hold'em's in Chicago, but I'm from Slidell repping the boot. Joseph DeGray said, all you guys getting another channel so y'all can stream. You know, those streams, man, are big time. I'm working on that. But streaming those games are big time. I think I figured out the piece that we can stream those games live the way we've been doing it. I see Christopher Gadd on that. Newton Handy said, who that nation for life. He also said, Christopher Gadd said, stop it.
Stop what?
Stop what? I don't know what he's saying.
Stop what? You think Drew Brees not gonna break the record? Or you don't think we're gonna blow the people out Monday? I'm just saying.
Here's my thing. I would say this, and I'm with you on this one. I think that when Drew Brees breaks this all-time leading record, I think that football needs to acknowledge, and yeah, I think you do need to stop the game.
You gotta stop the game.
Stop the game.
You gotta stop the game.
Stop the game.
Stop the game.
Stop the game.
Man.
Stop the game. I think the game.
Stop the game.
When that play is over with, I think everybody needs to stop, and I think it needs to be live.
Stand up.
Stand up. Clap. Clap. Because you just witnessed greatness. And sometimes when you are witnessing greatness at its peak of that magnitude, man, listen, bro. Everybody stop. Let the man take his helmet off. Let him bow. Let him do whatever he think he needs to do in this moment. Like that there. And recognize that what just happened there.
Hand him that ball. Let him get the ball to the ball boy. Put the ball up in a glass trophy case.
Yes.
Bring it on to the locker room. Put a code on it. You know, it's 1 to 2 minutes. 1 to 2 minutes. It needs to be 1 to 2 minutes.
Now, Christopher Garrett said he's referring to stop the game.
It needs to be stopped.
I think the game needs to stop.
You gotta stop the game. Greatness is upon us.
And here's my thing. It's happening in the Superdome. It's going to happen at home. I know the Redskins don't want it to happen, but let me tell you something, buddy. You're going against Sean Payton, and Sean Payton is going to make it his business. And make sure that this happens among his fans.
I want it to happen in the first half. I preferably wanted it to happen in the first half because I don't want this to happen in the third or fourth quarter, just in case the game is close.
Close. Momentum could be at stake.
Yeah. So I want it. I know the Saints like to do tempo and keep
right.
It, you know what I'm saying? So I want us to do this in the second quarter before the half and get this out the way.
Right.
But the game has to be stopped. It has to be. And if it's not, I'm going to send an email to the commission. Send it to him.
You know you're going to be in the building.
I'm going to send it
to him. Greatness is Monday night. He's going to be in the building.
I mean, they do it for basketball.
Yeah.
I don't think I remember them when Emmitt Smith broke the record. I'm trying to remember. I think they did stop the game.
They did stop the game.
I don't remember. Off the top of the dome.
I'm looking at it as, man, you talking about a guy who is still physically able to play the game at a high level. He's doing it at home. It's going to happen. I know Redskins fans, I know you're probably tuning in. Here's the deal. This is going to happen. Unless you injure Drew Brees. This record is happening during this game. Now, the time I say Carson, Gene saying, if they losing.
If they losing, it's still stopping the game.
Stop the game.
We gonna win this game.
No, listen.
We're not gonna lose it.
Listen, bro.
Stop.
It could be. Listen, bro. The Saints could be down 21-0. When he breaks that yards record, you stop the game.
You gotta stop the game.
This. It's about the game, but this moment, it's about greatness and what we are witness as fans. Understand something, man. Drew Brees, and I'm a big advocate of this. I'm gonna go ahead and just say this. I think since Drew Brees has been the quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, I think this has probably been the best run of anybody who statistically has played for more than one franchise as quarterback. Meaning that he started off the Chargers, but this guy got to this team. We haven't seen a better run from a quarterback in NFL history from this time. In the history of the league statistically, we have not witnessed it. I haven't saw it. And for this guy to have not just the completion record from a couple of weeks ago, but now to have the all-time passing record in the history of the game, man, you got to acknowledge what you just watched.
Right.
You have to acknowledge what you just watched. It doesn't matter. You stop it for the moment. You give him the minute that he needs. Everybody clap. Players take their helmets off.
Right.
Even on the Redskins. You just watched greatness. Now, get back to the agenda at hand. But I would agree with GSportz. Now, Christopher Garrett says, looking forward to the two teams y'all see coming out in the AFC and the NFC.
We're going to get to that.
We're going to get to that.
We're going to get to that. Top teams in the NFL.
Yeah, I gotta
Stay
say.
tuned. Stay tuned, Chris.
Stay tuned. Newton Handy says, no way we can win for Drew Brees for the city. And Frank Bridges says facts. I think that, when it comes down to it, I think you got to stop the game for Drew Brees.
Yeah. Now, as far as the game, because we will win the game, I see us winning this game somewhere around 31-17. Last week, I said we were going to win the game 34. No, I said we were going to win the game 30-14. We won the game 33-18. I was a little off, but I was close.
A little close.
I think this week you see us win 31-17. Somewhere around that range.
So you don't think Alex Smith going to move the ball?
Man, listen.
I think
Alex Smith is a game manager. I think he's a little better than a game manager. I ain't gonna disrespect him like that.
Okay.
But I don't think that Alex Smith's gonna come in there and tear us up. I just don't see it happening. On Monday night, it's gonna be rocking. It's gonna be loud. I think our defense got confidence from last week. I think we come in there and really get after Alex Smith. I think you're gonna see Dennis Allen dial up a lot of blitzes. The key gonna be is keeping Adrian Peterson and Chris Thompson under control. Chris Thompson, they like to throw him the ball out the backfield.
He's their passing back.
Yeah,
he's their passing back.
He's real tough out the backfield, and he can get to the perimeter and take an edge at any given time. Adrian Peterson is playing good this year. Last game, he had 130 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns.
I didn't pass him in my fantasy league.
Against the Packers. So Adrian Peterson been doing his thing. We got to keep him under wraps. We got to put a hat on a hat. And I think we're going to do that because our run defense has been phenomenal this season. We've been holding opponents to under 85 yards rushing a game this year.
That's because we're giving up 400 yards passing.
I'm just saying. We've been keeping the run under control, and I think we see that happens on Sunday.
Right.
And I think we tear their defense up. I think Kerrigan, who's going to be their best pass rusher, we keep him, chip him a little bit. Hopefully he's on Teron Armstead's side. Even if he's on Ramchak's side, I'm not that much because I'm not too concerned with him because I like our tackles. Josh Norman gonna do what he do. He gonna gamble. I think you see Drew Brees gonna take advantage of that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not really afraid of the Redskins, man. Especially playing these people in the dome on a Monday night primetime game. Drew Brees about to break the record. I think when you see us come out there and win this game convincingly, man. Like I said, I got us winning that game, man. 31-14, 31-17, somewhere around that range.
Man, listen, it's gonna be a tough game. I'm not a big fan of doubting Sean Payton inside the Superdome. That's just, statistics say that he wins more games than he loses. That's just the way it is. What's at stake here, history is at stake. This team making their case for being one of the better teams in the NFL is at stake. I think offensively they get back to what they were and what they were doing. I think defensively they build on that game. The Redskins, they don't have much weapons on the outside. I'm not a big fan of Josh Dobson.
He could be a problem if we don't come to play.
He a weapon. He not a weapon.
Yeah, he's not a weapon. He's not a weapon, but he's a weapon. He's somebody you gotta be concerned about coming to this game. Jordan Reed, he's a mismatch nightmare.
Right. Now Newton Handy says 40-20 Saints is going to be epic. Frank Bridges says linebackers have to step up. I agree with that. I'm not judging just the Giants game alone, just overall. Got to make a step up. Newton Handy said Drew's going to throw for 450 yards. I can see that happening.
I cannot disagree with you. I cannot disagree with you.
I can't argue.
Drew cut up on primetime game. He cuts up.
Oh yeah.
I wish I had a stat for a stat line for his stats on primetime game. I know it's something ridiculous.
It's a big deal.
I know it's something ridiculous.
It's a big deal. Well, listen, guys, we gotta take our break. Don't go nowhere. FanView, Real Fans Talk Sport. When we come back, we talk. Is Drew Brees the GOAT? The top 5 NFL teams. Y'all don't go nowhere. FanView, Real Fans Talk Sports. Add a friend, tag a friend. Let's get this conversation going. Y'all don't go nowhere. Be back in about a minute and a half.
Hey, yo, what's up? It's your boy, DJ Slick Daddy.
This DJ Slick 514.
And of course, I'm your girl, Black Coco.
Tune into the Live Line, New Orleans Talk Network, every Tuesday, 7 to 8:30, with all the trending topics.
And you can also check out my mix, DJ Slick Mix Part 1 and 2.
And of course, check out Coco's Sex Tips of the Week.
And hashtag TTBS. That's that bullshit. It's the Live Line, New Orleans Talk Network, Tuesday, 7 to 8:30. We're always live. Let's go.
Well, what's up, everybody? This is boy Coach Hurricane here. You can follow me on Facebook at Henry Singleton or on Twitter at HenryHayoU15.
Listen, this is your boy Fred. Listen, you can follow me on Facebook at Brandon Fred Jones, or you can follow me on Twitter at BFredJones.
This is Jeremiah Gray, man, with GSportz. You can follow me on Facebook, Jeremiah Gray, A.K.A, and on Twitter, G_paid in full 08.
Pay me the money. Money.
money.
Hey yo, what's up? It's your boy DJ Slick Daddy.
This DJ Slick 514.
And of course, I'm your girl, Black Coco.
Tune into the Live Line, New Orleans Talk Network, every Tuesday, 7 to 8:30 with all the trending topics.
And you can also check out my mix, DJ Slick Mix Part 1 and 2.
And of course, check out Coco's Sex Tips of the Week.
And hashtag TTBF. That's that bullshit. It's the Live Line, New Orleans Talk Network, Tuesday, 7 to 8:30. We always live. Let's go.
Welcome back, everyone. FanView, Real Fans Talk Sports, New Orleans Talk Network. Listen, again, follow our page on Instagram, on FanView Live. Follow us on Facebook, FanView Live. Also on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter at FanView Live. Man, listen, I'm always dropping videos. I'm always dropping comments. I'm always keeping the conversation going. Us as fans, we get down like that. And don't forget to follow my man GSportz. Man, if you know about high school basketball, high school football, college basketball, anything update when it comes to sports, my man GSportz got it. Y'all stay tuned. Trust me. You ain't gonna miss a thing. If you stay connected,
yeah,
you'll be all right.
Stay woke.
Stay woke. Now, got a lot to talk about here. Drew Brees getting ready to break the record this week. Is Drew Brees the GOAT? I know a lot of people don't want to talk about it. A lot of people don't want to bring it up. Is Drew Brees the GOAT? GSportz. Is he the GOAT? Drew Brees has the all-time completion record. Going to have the all-time passing record. He's about 80 touchdowns away. If I'm right, he's about 80 touchdowns away from having the most touchdowns. Is he the GOAT?
As of today, no. But he's gaining ground.
Gaining ground?
He's gaining a lot of ground. It's really going to depend on what he do this next year or two that he's going to be playing. I think that Drew he got to submit himself with an MVP. He doesn't have an MVP for his career. I mean, he has a Super Bowl MVP, but doesn't have a regular season MVP.
Right.
I mean, I think Brady got 2 or 3.
Brady got a couple.
Brady got 2 or 3 regular season MVPs. Aaron Rodgers got 1.
The all-time passing touchdowns is led by Peyton Manning with 539. Brett Favre has 508. Tom Brady has 497. And fourth on the list is that bad man in New Orleans, Drew Brees, with 496.
So how many touchdowns he away?
He's about 40 touchdowns. He's 43 touchdowns away.
So he could easily do that by next year.
Yeah. He's 42 touchdowns away from tying the record with Peyton Manning.
He can easily do that. Like I said, man, Drew has put up phenomenal numbers since he's been in the league. I think he's overachieved. Nobody in their right mind expected Drew Brees to do this coming out of the University of Purdue.
Right.
Standing there 5'9", 5'10", 160 pounds soaking wet.
Right.
With that being said, Drew Brees has to get him an MVP, a regular season MVP, because you can't put yourself up there with the GOATs because people are going to bring up MVP awards. We did it with Kobe. We did it with Jordan and Kobe and all that, LeBron and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Kobe got 1 MVP. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Even though, some people will argue that they think Kobe should have more than 1, but that's neither here nor there.
I am, but keep going.
Right. But I think the reason why Drew Brees doesn't have an MVP is because it was some years that our defense didn't play as well, and we didn't go to the playoffs and things of that nature.
Right.
Other than that, just going off Drew Brees' stats and what he's done, Drew Brees should easily have at least 2 MVPs in the chamber right now. But that's what it's been. And the team success, all that plays a factor into the consideration. Rings, he got 1. Brady got 5. So and another thing that people got to take into consideration, man, Aaron Rodgers has had way more weapons than Drew Brees. Peyton Manning has had way more weapons than Drew Brees.
Agreed.
Now Tom Brady, you can argue that Tom Brady doesn't have the weapons that Drew Brees has had, or even Peyton Manning and Aaron Rodgers. But so that's why I look at Tom Brady like he is the GOAT as of right now. Because Tom Brady, I mean, his first Super Bowl, he won with Deion Branch, Ernest Givens, Jermaine Wiggins at tight end, Antoine Smith at running back. I mean, he played with a bunch of slap dicks.
That man had Troy Brown and David Patton.
Yeah, let's call a spade a spade. So, and that's why I look at Tom Brady. When I look at, I mean, the year they won a Super Bowl,
right?
The year before last, when they played the Falcons,
right?
When they came back with 20-3. I mean, and no offense before I say what I'm about to say. This man won a Super Bowl with all white boys at receiver.
Yes.
Chris Hogan,
Junior
Edelman, Gronk,
Danny Amendola.
I mean, bro, you just don't see it.
You don't see it.
You don't see
it's
it, and that's
it's
impressive to me. And I'm not trying to act like Gronk and Amendola and Junior Edelman are not good receivers.
He's only black athlete at running back.
I'm just saying.
Deion Lewis
and
James White and Garrett Blount.
Right, and I'm just saying, like, you just don't see people winning an NFL championship with all white receiving core being the main focal point, and that's impressive to me. But Drew Brees can put himself closer to Tom Brady if he can win a Super Bowl this year and if he can get him an MVP trophy. And if he does that, I think you see him get closer. Now, if he plays again next year, you know, it's hard to go back to back. I just don't see him. I just don't see that happening. I'm going to sort it out how you want to sort it out. But I think that
Favre, Marino, Elway.
Right. The only way I see Drew Brees even getting past Tom Brady as far as being a GOAT as the best quarterback ever, he would have to win this year. He would have to win it again next year. He would have to put up ridiculous numbers again next year. And he would have to be at least in a consideration to win the MVP again next year. I don't see that happening. I hope I'm wrong. But that's the only way I see Drew Brees being considered the GOAT. So, but I'm fine with Drew Brees being the second best quarterback of all time. I'm cool with that. I'm fine with that. Give us a ring this year. If you want to go off in the sunset like that, fine. Look, you're the all-time leader in completions. You're about to be the all-time leader in passing yards. Nobody's going to break this record for a very, very long time. It might be 2 decades, maybe 3 decades before we see somebody even come close to breaking these 2 records of most completions and most passing yards. And then he's going to break the most touchdowns, too, by next year if he come back. So he has a lot going on for him. I think he has the most 5,000 yards seasons in the history of the game. He has a lot of different records, the highest completion rate
percentage in
a regular season to ever play the game. He has a lot of different things he has done and submitted himself as one of the best quarterbacks ever. But saying he's the GOAT can't put him over Brady. Brady has done so much for that game, playing with a bunch of slapdicks, playing on a team where nobody gave him a chance to win.
Right.
The year he won a Super Bowl when Drew Bledsoe got hurt. I mean, he's done as far as the clutch moments.
Right.
Being down 28-3.
Right.
And to come back and win that Super Bowl. I mean, that is what you call
Never forget.
That's what you call a GOAT. He has just done so many things in the game and in playoff moments where he's put himself in a category to where it's like, I mean, ain't too many people gonna do that but Brady. You know what I'm saying? It's Jordan-like performances. It's Wayne Gretzky-type performances. It's Tiger Wood-type performances that you've seen Brady do.
Right.
And Drew Brees, I haven't seen him do that in the playoffs.
Right.
I mean, he's had great games in the playoffs, but I haven't seen him do a performance like be down 28-3 and storm back and win a Super Bowl. I haven't, like, and Brady's first Super Bowl when he was playing the Rams. And he comes in the game and he leads that team back and Vinatieri hits the field goal, walk-off field goal. I mean, Tom Brady just did a lot. I could go on and on about the things he's done in his career. So that I can't put him over Tom Brady. Tom Brady is number one. Only way I see him get past Tom Brady, he would have to win the Super Bowl this year, win the Super Bowl next year, have some type of clutch performances in the playoffs, and win the regular season MVP again next year along with this year for him to be considered the GOAT.
Again, I find it very, it's for me, and I'm not even trying to be biased. I'm a Michigan fan by anybody who follows me. But it just, first and foremost, here's the thing about Brady. When you got a 6th-round pick quarterback who can achieve what he has achieved, see, I also look at the fact that where you were drafted. Where you, in fact, that determines what kind of expectation of a career you are projected to have.
Right.
When you're drafted in the 6th round, you're not projected to do what Tom Brady accomplished.
But nobody expected Drew Brees to do what he did.
But he's a 2nd-round pick. So what I'm saying is, what I'm getting at is, they predicted him to at least be at some point in time a starter. Not in a bad way. But they expected him to at least start some games and potentially. A 6th-round pick is not expected to be the GOAT, if that makes sense.
Right.
You expected to, at some point in time, maybe get a start, maybe get 4 or 5 games. There's somebody ahead of you. And somehow, some way, you got to break barriers to become the guy. A 2nd-round pick, I can look at, he could be my franchise guy if he can make a few throws and do a few things. He's a second-round pick.
I still don't think people felt like Drew Brees was gonna be
No,
a good
he
player in the
overachieved.
league.
He overachieved.
I just
He overachieved. As far as what Drew Brees has accomplished, he has overachieved. When you look at guys like John Elway, first overall pick, Peyton Manning, first overall pick. When you look at some guys that are up here, when you start looking at some of these guys, they were former first-round picks who were up there. So Drew Brees statistically has overachieved because of the things that he was able to accomplish, especially coming off the significant injury that he had. You tear your rotator cuff and you come out here in the Warrens and everyone's taking a real gamble on you, guess what? From this point on, he's overachieved by milestones. So to me, would he be the number one quarterback to ever play this game? That's hard to say. You can't deny what Guy had did in New England Patriot uniform was number 12. That is hard to surpass. But when you start looking at the individual achievements, going to become the number one leading passer, never expected this guy to ever have this. To have the number one completion percentage, never expected this guy to have this.
Right.
The guy, if he can still continue to play, who's going to own the record for the most touchdowns in the history of the league, never expected this guy to ever have this. Never expected this guy to ever throw for 5,000 yards. Never expected this guy to have 5,000-yard seasons. Historic numbers. So to me, is he the GOAT? Yes. Is he the best quarterback to ever play the position? Unfortunately, he played in the era of Tom Brady. But to me, he's a GOAT. And if he could, the only thing he does not have is a regular season MVP. And if he can get that, yes, to me, he is surpassed Peyton Manning. He is number 2 all time if he can get a regular season MVP award.
The thing about Peyton Manning, and I've been saying this even when Peyton was playing, Peyton Manning is a regular season quarterback. Yeah, he got 2 Super Bowls, but Peyton was not the same when it came to the playoffs. If you go look at Peyton's stats is very, very regular when you go look at his playoff stats
postseason
compared to what he did in a regular season. In the regular season, this guy was a damn robot. He was a damn machine. I mean, Peyton would torch everybody. Nobody could stop Peyton in the regular season. When the playoffs came, totally different person. And just to throw this out there, Drew Brees is leading, is the all-time leader in the NFL stats in these categories. Career completion percentage, 66.9. Single season completion percentage, 72. Consecutive games with a touchdown pass, 54. That's remarkable. Career passing yards per game, 282.9. 109 300-yard passing games. 15 400-yard passing games. 7 seasons where he was a single season leader passer. 12 consecutive seasons where he thrown 4,000 yards or more.
That's his whole time as the Saints.
5 seasons where he's thrown 5,000 yards. I mean, bro, you cannot.
You can't ask for nothing better.
You cannot bring up another quarterback in the history of the game that has done any of that. But like I said, he has to get a regular season MVP.
Mm-hmm.
He has to get another ring.
Right.
And if he does that, he passes Peyton Manning, and he damn sure passes Aaron Rodgers. The Tom Brady thing, the only way I can see him even coming close to that, he would have to win it this year, have to win it next year, and he'd have to win back-to-back MVPs and put up some crazy lottery numbers. That's the only way I see him
lottery numbers.
passing Tom Brady. That's the only way I see it happening.
Now, Frank Bridges says this, real talk, that's what we as fans have to prepare for, because when you get this ring, Drew is done. As a quarterback for the Saints, he is the GOAT. But I totally agree with GSportz. Now, Marty B says Drew Brees is top 5 regardless, but Brady is the GOAT, though, no lie. It's hard to argue the fact that Brady won't be the GOAT. Travis John says that's why he's the GOAT. When you basically the stats. And I'm a big believer of stats. People who follow me, listen, I'm a stats kind of guy. That's just what I am. I think when I talk Super Bowls or World Series, or if I talk NBA championships, I think there's a team achievements. Mm-hmm. I can't always grade a player on a team achievement. That the team won that. But when you're looking at the player now, when you talk about them numbers you just talked about, that's the player. This is why I put that guy in Drew Brees is going to be number one. The only award he doesn't have is a regular season MVP.
Right.
And that's the only reason he should have won it. There's a season or 2 or 3 that he should have won the award, but his team achievement was not there.
Right.
There was a 7-9 team.
Right.
Or that year that Aaron Rodgers went 15-1, that 2011 season after the Super Bowl win. That was an MVP year for Drew Brees. But Aaron Rodgers went 15-1 and had some great numbers. Hey, you can't deny a guy who went 15-1. That's just hard, especially coming up with Super Bowl. So there's some seasons in there where you look at, man, this guy is a league best player, but didn't win it because another team achievement, so to speak. If his team was a 10-16, his time as a Saint, this guy would have this award already.
All right. Mike Robichaux said, is Aaron Rodgers overrated? No, he's not overrated. He's a bad man.
It's a bad man.
Discount double check is like that. He like that. He has been a product of not having a good defense either. And I think if Aaron Rodgers would, he's had the weapons. I ain't gonna lie. They put weapons on offense for him. But on defense, they have been mediocre, to say the least, on defense. This year, they can't stop nobody. They can't stop a nosebleed. Facts. So, that's the problem with Aaron Rodgers, too. I think Aaron Rodgers should have had at least 3 Super Bowls. But when you got a defense like that, man, if you go back to the year when they said Dez didn't catch that ball and they moved on to the NFC Championship and played the Seahawks, if they couldn't stop Marshawn Lynch, they couldn't stop Russell Wilson, they couldn't stop Doug Baldwin, they couldn't stop them people. And if they would have had a decent, I ain't even say decent, they'd have had an above average defense that year. Aaron Rodgers going to the Super Bowl and play the Patriots, and now I would have loved to see that match. Aaron Rodgers to go against Tom Brady.
If he had a defense, and he'd play the Falcons in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
If he had a defense.
And I agree with Travis Johnson. He said, I ain't gonna say I agree with you totally, but I understand your perspective. He said, I don't like Super Bowls because it's a team effort.
It's a team achievement.
And I understand
It's a team achievement.
And I understand it, but look, I don't make the rules. It is what it is. People don't give LeBron a pass.
Now, Patrick, People's Purses Pete said this. I said it in the beginning. If we go to the playoff, Drew Brees is going to be the MVP.
I agree with that. Because if we go to the playoffs, and I think the way we going right now, I think we're going to end up 11-5, 12-4. I think that's going to be our record. I think we win the division. Hopefully, we can be one of them top 2 seeds. Let me tell y'all right now. If we get home field advantage throughout the playoffs, you might as well cancel everything you're doing the day of the Super Bowl and get your tickets ready and get your hotels ready in Atlanta because we're going to be in that dome,
Get your popcorn, Barry.
I'm telling you. If we get home field advantage throughout the playoffs, go ahead and cancel everything you're doing that weekend and get your tickets booked and get your hotels booked for that weekend in Atlanta, baby. 7.5 hours away. We're going to be in that dome. And I promise you, I see the Saints holding that Lombardi trophy at the end if we get home field advantage.
Now, speaking about Lombardi trophies and speaking about winning and speaking about that, Carlton Jean says 12-4. For everybody who tuning in, we want to know who your top 5 NFL teams in the NFL are right now. Name list, put your list in the comment box. You list your top 5 right now. The first quarter of football is over, G. The first 4 games are over with. We got about 3 more quarters left. After the first quarter of football, who's your top 5?
My top 5 right now, bro. I still got to go with the Patriots as in the top 5. And I'm gonna put them at 1.
Patriots?
I got Patriots at 1. I don't care. I don't give a damn. They 2-2. Julian Edelman's coming back. I just think that you're gonna see the Patriots get this thing rocking and rolling. They 2-2. They don't look themselves right now. But look, Josh Gordon gonna get this thing going. I think you about to see him have a crazy career right here with the Patriots. I think they about to rejuvenate his career. I think you see Gronk gonna get more single coverage looks because of Josh Gordon and Edelman coming back. I think the Patriots is about to take this thing to a whole nother level. I got them number 1 in the NFL right now. Number 2, I gotta go with the Kansas City Chiefs. I like what the Kansas City Chiefs doing. Their defense hasn't been dominant like they capable of being, but I think you see them get that together. I think part of that is their secondary.
Right.
Eric Berry is probably the best person in the secondary right now, and he's only one person. But I like Justin Houston. I like the D-line. I like Derrick Johnson.
The corners I'm not too fan of. They got Kyle Fuller, but they don't have another guy on the other side.
Right. Kyle Fuller hasn't been looking really good this year. But I think you see that defense come along, and it's hard to beat the people at Arrowhead.
Right.
It's hard to beat the people.
That's one of the toughest places to play.
Yeah, that's one of the toughest places to play. But I got them number 2 in the NFL. Number 3, I gotta go with the Saints, baby. I gotta go with the Saints as the number 3 team in the NFL right now, baby. We 3-1. I think that as the season goes on and on, like I say, bro, you're gonna see that defense get better and better.
Right.
We know what our offense gonna do. We know what Drew Brees going to do.
28 plus, baby.
We going to cut up. Last year, at the beginning of the season, our defense started off to a rocket start, too.
Facts.
Against Minnesota and New England. Right. And we got that thing rolling. Like I said, we got a young defense. We got 8 players or 7 to 8 players on our defense that's under the age of 25. We young, baby. We young. So we going to get better in that area. And once that defense catch up with that offense, lights out.
Lights out.
And I think we the third best team in the NFL. 4th best team, I got to go with the Rams. And I was tough. It was tough for me to pick the Saints over the Rams. But they talking about our defense. Shit. Did you see what Kirk Cousins did to them people on Monday Night Football? Oh, no, Thursday Night Football last week?
Yeah.
I mean, goddamn, Kirk Cousins put up 400 and some yards. I mean, they torched the Rams defense. And the Rams defense on paper is loaded. They loaded. So that's why I had to put them 4 in. I mean, it ain't like Kirk Cousins is the next coming of Tom Brady or the next coming of Joe Montana.
He's a second tier.
He's a second tier quarterback. There's no reason in the world Kirk Cousins should have cut up that bag on a defense that the Rams have assembled over the offseason. I mean, that front 7 is probably the best in football. And you got Joyner and you got Marcus Peters. Not to leave didn't play, but that's it. That's one person. But you got LaMarcus Joyner.
And I like Josh Johnson.
Yeah, Josh Johnson. And they got Marcus Peters. They was well equipped, and they could not stop a nosebleed when they played Minnesota on Thursday night. Now their offense looks real good. Robert Woods, Brandon Cooks, Ty Gurley. They are loaded.
Cooper Kupp.
They are loaded on the offensive side of the ball. So I got them 4th. The 4th best team in the NFL, and the 5th best team, I got Jacksonville Jaguars. We know about that defense. We know about Jalen Rams and that front 7 with Fowler and Calais Campbell and Miles Jack. I mean, the list goes on and on with them people, man. On offense. Blake Bortles has been looking pretty damn good this year.
You ever seen that dude Keeneland Cole?
But that's why I got them.
D.D. Westbrook.
But that's why I got the Jaguars 5th.
Right.
Because I'm not sold on their receiving core. I'm not sold on it.
I would agree.
I'm not sold on it. Yeah, they've been playing good. Yeah, they looking good right now. But I just
Leonard can't be healthy.
And Leonard Fournette, you know, the hamstring. That's something that's gonna linger on for the whole season. I mean, that's not something. The only thing that can kill a hamstring is fucking rest. That's it. So he gonna probably be out 4-5 weeks.
Right.
Somewhere around there. They might try to rush him back after 2 or 3, but you got to keep Leonard out, especially if you're 3-1. Keep him out to 5 weeks, man. Make sure that hamstring taken care of. But I got them 5. I would have them above the Saints and above the Rams if I felt more comfortable with the receiving core. If Marquise Lee didn't get injured for the season,
right?
I think I would have Jacksonville as the 3rd best team, but I got them 5th. So that's my top 5, bro. I got Patriots number 1. I got who had number 2?
The Patriots number 1.
I had Kansas City number 2.
That's 2.
The Saints
3.
The Rams 4. Jacksonville 5. So that's my top 5 teams as of right now in the NFL.
Now, Marty B says it's the Saints, Rams, Chiefs, Jags, Patriots, which I think is a great list also.
The Saints. So you saying the Saints number 1?
He got the Saints number 1.
Look, as much as I want to be biased, let's be realistic. Come on, man. Don't be a prisoner of the moment, man. We're not number 1 right now.
Nah.
We not.
Again, Marty, if your list is, if I recited it wrong, let me know. Now, I'm going to start off at 5. 5, I got the Tennessee Titans.
We got the same list, though.
Right. He said no order. And I said, at 5, I got the Tennessee Titans. I like the way they fight. I like the way the grit is.
So you a prisoner of the moment?
No.
Yeah. No. You because the people beat the Eagles. You let the people, you drinking the Kool-Aid. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Listen, I like the fact that Mike Brable got these guys up here playing at a high level. They playing tough football. They playing smash mouth football. Do they have a lot of name guys? No. Corey Davis made a play every now and then. Marcus Mariota's making a play. Deion Lewis is making a play. Defensively, now a lot of people are recognizing it to be a very good defensive team, but this is one of the best defensive teams in the league. Now, do they have a lot of offensive weapons? No. They don't have a lot of star power, especially with Delaney Walker being out for the year. But right now, they're playing tough football after the first 4 weeks. I got them at number 5. At number 4, I got the Saints. The Saints is the most explosive offense in the league to me. They're going to put up the most points against anybody. They're going to put up 30-some points against anybody they play. But right now, after the first 4 weeks, I've seen this defense look atrocious. I've seen them give up yards. This is the only week where you say that they only allowed the team to be who they were. They played the Falcons. Calvin really has a career day. They played the Buccaneers. Deshaun Jackson gets resurged. Mike Evans has a career day. I mean, I don't know about Chris Godwin. I never heard of him. He's making catches. So I got the Saints at 4 because I can't trust their defense yet. They gave me one good game against the Giants, but I can't trust them yet. But they defense can turn around. They jump much higher on this list. Third, Jacksonville. Saxonville. Big, tenacious defense. We know about the big names. You just named them all, G. You ain't even name, they're there. Injuries are starting to take their part in their place for them. Obviously, then for them being out, the receivers are still a bunch of unknowns unless you play fantasy football. You know, if you don't play fantasy football, you don't know who D.D. Westbrook is, right. Keelan Cole. You don't know who those guys are. You know, so, but they're starting to make some plays. Obviously, losing Marquise Lee is a big devastation to that offense. But to me, Jacksonville, with the tools that they have, can still overcome a lot of injuries right now, and I got them at third. 2, Kansas City Chiefs. I love the way they play, especially offensively. I mean, you got the rookie. I'm not calling he's not a rookie, but first-year starting Pat Mahomes, Tyreek Hill. I mean, we talking about Travis Kelce. We talking about Sammy Watkins. We talking about Kareem Hunt, DeAnthony Thomas. You know, a lot of other guys on that offense, man, out there making plays. Defensively, they're not making the plays that you want them to make. Obviously, D Ford needs to step his game up a little bit more.
I think you see that defense get better, though, man.
They're going to get better. I think they do get better as the season goes on. Obviously, their cornerback, to me, is the weakest position on the field. But the way they played Denver and Mile High, and the way they came back and won that game, man, listen, because this guy in Mahomes was making a lot of plays the first 3 games. He had that one game where, hey, listen, he's not looking like magic. He had to play through it. So I got the Chiefs at number 2. And number 1, I got the Rams. Now, I am drinking the Kool-Aid there. Here's why. When you look at that offense, bro, you're looking at, man, you know, Cooper Kupp and Brandon Cooks and Robert Woods, and you look at Todd Gurley, and you're looking at how Sean McVay got those guys playing, but he got him and Jared Goff on the same page offensively. Going out there and averaging about 3 or 4 touchdowns. Jared Goff averaging 300+ yards passing. You know, this is not the same Jared Goff that we saw that first year under Jeff Fisher. Right. This looks like a franchise quarterback, Jared Goff. So when you see that going, then you're looking at, man, you got an Aaron Donald, you got a Michael Brockers, you got a Sue. You know, you got a guy like, you know, again, Talib, who didn't really play Monday night, who didn't play Thursday night last week, but you got Marcus Peters, you know, Josh Johnson, you know, LaMarcus. Listen, now granted, the Minnesota Vikings had their way with it, even though they didn't have Dalvin Cook in that game. Right. Got hurt. But the Minnesota Vikings not a bad football team. But overall, the Rams are a team where you got to prepare yourself for them now. They have the talent to be a conference champion, pending injury. Right. And so, to me, right now, the way they're playing lights out football, to me, you got to score with them. You're not. I don't forecast that the Rams are a team that you say to yourself, man, we're gonna keep them under 28 points. I think that's a team situation. You go into the game and say, listen, bro, if we don't score 28, we're gonna lose. Right. Right. We're gonna lose. They're not the greatest show up on turf Rams, but Jared Goff and Sean McVay got they got their playmakers making plays. So I got them at number 1 after the first 4 weeks. Now. They got a lot of people, I think Charlton Jean said he got Rams, Chiefs, Jags, Saints, Bears. Now, that's the first person I heard say the Bears. Now, the question is...
But I can't put the Bears over the Eagles. I know the Eagles 2-2, right? But I'm not putting the Bears over the Eagles because Mitchell Trubisky, I'm just not sold on. Now, the defense is looking damn good. Right. And, I mean, we know Khalil Mack is wreaking havoc. Right. And Leonard Floyd. Right. And those guys, and Amos and Eddie Jackson on the back end. Right. And Akamara, like, they look good. But Mitchell Trubisky has looked very mediocre. I just don't trust him.
Take away their game Sunday against the Buccaneers.
Yeah, and their running back, Jordan Howard, has not looked at all like himself from last year. So that's a concern. So until they offense and Mitchell Trubisky can be more consistent and look like a real NFL quarterback, I can't put the Bears ahead of the Eagles.
Now, Mike Robichaux said Cowboys good this year. I mean, they're not top 5.
I mean, the Cowboys. I don't see the Cowboys making the playoffs.
No, I don't
see them making the playoffs. I mean, they just don't have enough at the receiver position, at the tight end position. I mean, they putting all this workload on Zeke. And, you know, Zeke putting up some numbers right now. And
he had a career game last week.
Yeah, because they say they ain't giving him enough touches. But look, you can. This is not the NFL of 1984 and the 1990s. Right. You give him that kind of workload, watch where he be at in week 10.
Injury reserve.
You cannot. And
Injury
they
reserve.
don't have any good backups behind him like that. Like talking about the Cowboys are not going to make the playoffs. I would be very shocked to see them make the playoffs. They just don't have enough on offense. Allen Hurns is not giving them enough. Swain at tight end is not giving them enough. I forgot the rookie receiver that they so much depended on when they cut Dez Bryant. But I forgot his name. Gallen,
okay.
You know, they depended on him. He's just not looking like he's ready to take that step to be a top NFL receiver in his league.
Right.
So, and Dak has looked very mediocre himself.
He's looked at
the offensive line.
At best, he looked like just the starter,
right?
But not a franchise QB.
Right. And he has not looked like himself this year. The offensive line has not blocked like they usually have in years past.
Right.
So the Cowboys, I think they're a mediocre team. I don't see them making the playoffs. I think they finish around 8-8, 7-7. You know what I'm saying?
What's to their benefit right now is the fact that their conference has not ran away with the division. The Redskins haven't ran away with the division. The Giants haven't. Let it play out. The only way the Cowboys make the playoffs to me is that they win the division. They won't be two teams come out of the NFC East. I think whoever the division winner is, that's it.
I don't believe in the Redskins, and I damn sure don't believe in the Giants.
And I don't believe in the Giants. So to me, I still believe in the Eagles. If you're asking me as a fan, the
Eagles gonna win the division.
I think the Eagles gonna win the division. I think they're gonna turn it around. You know, the loss to the Titans was a big deal. They lost. They beat Atlanta week 1. But they got some things they're trying to work out in their team. I think that Carson Wentz coming back is enough. You know, they're gonna get that thing going, and when they get that thing going, I think the Cowboys is mediocre. They're average. I think your starting quarterback is average. I think that you only have the only starter on the offense is the offensive line and Zeke. The defense is average. It's not a turnover defense. It has no identity yet. So no, I think the Eagles will win the division. I think, like G said, I think you're 8-8.
And I can't wait to see the Saints go down there next month and just hand it to the Cowboys. I can't wait to see it.
Getting tickets, baby.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be in the building.
Be in the building.
Jerry World, baby. I'm gonna be in there. I'm gonna be talking a lot of noise
to
you Cowboy fans.
Getting tickets.
Marty B says the Bears got a nice defense. Hell yeah, they got a nice defense. That's one of the better defenses in the league.
Right.
Marty B also says, what do y'all think about the Raiders coach saying? What do y'all think the Raiders coach is saying about Khalil Mack now? Listen, John Gruden is an ego. Look, he ain't gonna come out and say he made a mistake and he bad for trading that man away. He ain't gonna come out and say that. Because guess what? The Raiders cannot rush the passer right now.
Facts.
They can. I mean, the quarterbacks they are going against a back that's so long throwing the ball, they can make a damn sandwich. I mean, that's how much time they got to throw the ball. So
facts.
And that's what happens when you make decisions like that, man. You trade arguably the best pass rusher in the league. Depending on who you talk to, it could be Von Miller or Khalil Mack. I'm gonna go with Khalil Mack.
Right.
But that's neither here nor there. But Khalil Mack is just wreaking havoc with that Bears defense, man. And it's a great fit because Leonard Floyd's on the other side of him. You got Akeem Hicks, the former Saint, down there in the trenches with him. I mean, they just got a lot of different pieces on that defense, man, that's just making that defense real dominant.
It's real dominant. Now, Christopher Garrett said, yeah, they good and terrible. I'm assuming he was referring to the Rams, I believe. Now, I would say this. When you start looking at some teams, I'm happy nobody said the Dolphins. That's a real prisoner of the moment.
Oh man.
Don't
the Dolphins did this like I think the year before last. They started off like 4-5 and 4-5 and or something like that.
Don't be a prisoner of the moment on the 3-1 situation. They're not good.
But you talking that stuff. That's how I feel about the Titans.
We're gonna see about the Titans.
Man, the Titans, look, FanView, we're gonna revisit this in about 5 weeks. I promise you. The Titans ain't gonna end up like he think they're gonna end up. The Titans people played the Dolphins week 1 and lost. Okay? Then they came back and beat a bad Texans team. Then they beat the Jaguars 9-6, which was impressive because your defense held the people to 6 points. But then again, they probably showing what I've been saying about the Jaguars. They don't have any weapons like that.
Right.
So that might not be much of a surprise. Okay? But they came back and beat the Eagles on Sunday in overtime, which that was an impressive win. And I'm pretty sure they're going to win on Sunday because they play the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills is terrible. Terrible.com. So they probably going to win it. But I think you start seeing them starting to slip. When they play the Ravens, then they play the Chargers, then they play the Cowboys in Dallas, then they play the Patriots. I think you start seeing them slip, somewhere around there. And then when they play the Jaguars the next time, I think the Jaguars hand it to them pretty good. So the Titans are one of them teams right now. Do not drink the Kool-Aid. I don't care how sweet it is.
They're a team that you need to scheme for and plot for, because guess what? They're coming there and unaccountably beat you. Because they don't have a lot of names. You know, Corey Davis got his first receiving touchdown, of the year in that game there. They don't have the Delaney Walker player. Derrick Henry has just been a shell of himself. Right. He has not made the plays. So they're finding a way to make plays for guys that you don't know of. And it's bothers me because I got half of them on my fantasy team. None of them seem to make plays. But they got a grit about them. They don't have something I can define. But I know defensively, they're going to be where they need to be. Now, offensively, if they could ever get something going, meaning that they could ever become a 20-point, 21-plus team consistently, they're going to be a team to fight about. But right now, I got to give them their credit at where it's due. They're a top 5 team in the league. Now, Jojo the Great said terrible.com.
Terrible.
The Bills are terrible. The Bills are horrible.
Frank Bridges said Mac has more sacks than anybody on the Raiders defense by himself.
Combined. The Raiders are bad.
Offense wins games. Defense wins championships. Craig Morris. I agree with that.
I agree with that.
I agree with that. That's why the Saints got to get around a top 15, top 10 defense for us to hold that Lombardi trophy at the end of the year.
Now, I agree. For me, I got the Saints at 4-9, but obviously I expect them to go because you got to understand, there's no Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram comes back this week, Monday Night Football. I expect the Saints to get up there, and not be at 4, to maybe a 3 or a 2, now having Mark Ingram back in the fold. But that's just why I have it at. Because now Mark Ingram going to be back, this offense going to look more potent. And to me, I think that's going to help the defense even more because I think the Saints will start dominating more teams' time of possession. Meaning that, hey, they're going to be on the field more because they're going to have a guy who can get those tough yards. Not to say anything about Taysom Hill, but they won't have to run these specialty plays. They can run Mark Ingram at you and say, see 3 yards there? Number 22? Well, he getting them.
Right.
Well, he getting them.
Right.
We can keep the chains moving. Well, he going to get them. And
Christopher Garrett said, what team has the most balance? Even though they're 2-2, I probably would go with the Eagles, man. The Eagles. I think the Patriots are a pretty balanced team.
Good question.
But I'll probably have to go the most, and the Rams, I have to put them up there too. Even though they gave up a lot of yards, they gave up a lot of Madden-like numbers.
Right.
On Thursday night to the Vikings. I don't think you see that happening again to them this season. But it is it's a question mark.
It's a question mark.
When you see that happen to a defense like that, that's supposed to be so dominant with the names they got on that defense.
Correct.
But I think the Rams are a pretty balanced team, in their own right too. So the Eagles, the Rams, the Patriots, those 3 teams come to mind. I mean, the Saints up in there too, but I don't think I wouldn't put them more balanced than the Eagles. I wouldn't put them more balanced than I wouldn't put them more balanced than the Patriots.
No, I still got the Patriots up there. The Patriots still probably one of the more balanced teams in the league. Yeah. The Eagles statistically, now that Carson Wentz is going to be better, I think they're going to be a more balanced team. They got the same problem the Saints have. They got to stop getting up those 20-yard, 40-plus yard plays. And no offense, Jalen Mills has been giving up them plays. But they got to figure out how to not limit the big plays. But overall, I think defensively, they're probably one of the more balanced teams in the league. Carolina is somewhat degree a balanced team. Not gonna get a lot of points, but they run the football very well with Christian McCaffrey now. Christian McCaffrey's starting to run the football pretty well for them. Cam Newton is starting to maintain some of the clock, but not, just being Cam. Defensively, they're a very good defensive football team, so don't take nothing from the Carolina Panthers. But yeah, the Patriots, the Eagles, I got the Panthers in it, and the Rams. I think the Saints could be balanced if the defense can really start to limit some people.
Which I think you're going to start seeing. But as of right now, I can't put the Saints above the Eagles, the Patriots, and them and the Rams probably neck and neck as far as balance right now.
Now, Eric Evans says, will Brady even make it to the AFC Championship game?
Yeah. I know, before the season, I was saying I thought the Steelers had a good chance to get to the Super Bowl. I really thought that. But with all that's going on over there, all that turmoil, they beefing and stuff, the offensive line talking about Le'Veon Bell and then
Antonio Brown got something to say.
And it could possibly, get it together. I don't know. That remains to be seen. But right now, I got to have the Patriots as the favorite out the AFC right now. I know some people will probably say the Jaguars. Some people might even say the Chiefs. I just cannot go against Tom Brady, especially when you add that bad man, Josh Gordon, with Edelman coming back, and you got Gronk. That's gonna be a tough team.
And not only that, what's gonna really be tough to this team to beat is that people understand you starting to get a healthy Sony Michel.
Yeah.
A rookie out of Georgia, man,
bro.
He had
a breakout game last week.
So you got to start understanding that Brady is about to get back to having the uncommon weapons that people don't understand. And when that starts to get going, the Sony Michels and the Josh Gordons and the Edelman and Gronk and Chris Hogan, bro. And you see that catch by Philip Dorsett. Now, granted, Philip Dorsett don't really make a lot of.
But Philip Dorsett is gonna play a real key role.
Yeah.
What the Patriots do because he's gonna stretch the defense. That's gonna open up for Josh Gordon. That's gonna open up for stuff with Edelman, intermediate.
Yeah.
Hogan, backside shoulder. I mean,
they're gonna get back to scoring 28 plus points.
Like, listen, bro. The Patriots, I'm telling y'all, bro,
they're gonna be there.
They're gonna be there.
Now the thing with the Jags got to be healthy. Cause I'm looking at People's First Season, the Jags are looking pretty good. They are. The thing with the Jags is, I don't think they're a team that can sustain injury. Like, I don't think they could keep at this pace without a Leonard Fournette. You know, I don't think they could keep that pace offensively with the. I don't know much of a fan of D.D. Westbrook and Keelan Cole. I mean, I think once they start making enough plays, teams are gonna start to scheme for them. You know, they're gonna need a guy like Leonard Fournette back. So for their case, defensively, we already know who they're gonna be. They're one of the best defensive teams in the league. That's just they probably is the best defensive team in the league. But offensively, they're gonna need guys to be healthy for them to withstand. They can't withstand injury on the offensive side of football. The Patriots can. They've been proven that as 12 is playing, that they can win games and get to the postseason play.
Right.
I can't say the same thing about the Jaguars. Right. But if they can stay healthy, I got the Patriots and the Jaguars probably doing that thing out again. You know, now the Kansas City Chiefs can fool everybody. Now Alex Smith ain't hitting no more. You got a new breed in Pat Mahomes. You know,
I don't give a damn how good Pat Mahomes playing. I just don't see Pat Mahomes going into Foxborough and beating Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. I don't see it. Not a first-year starter. I don't give a damn how good he look right now. I don't see it happening.
Andy Reid got something to say about that.
I don't see it happening. I don't even see him beating the Jaguars. You know what I'm saying? I don't. That defense gonna be
lit.
Oh man,
that defense lit.
I just don't see it.
That defense is lit.
I don't see it.
I made it my business to pick up early in my fantasy league.
If Blake Bortles, Blake Bortles been looking pretty good this year.
He been looking beyond mediocre.
If Blake Bortles keep playing the way he's playing, that could make things interesting though.
Right? He's been looking beyond mediocre. He ain't been looking mediocre, you know, like I called him last year. He's been stepping up, making plays for his team. Yeah. You know, I gotta give him that. You know, I'm not saying he's the Blake Bortles when he threw them all them touchdowns the year to Allen Hurns and Allen Robinson. Right. And I'm not saying he's that guy, but he's played better. He's been, to me, still a game manager, but making plays in certain moments of the game to keep a drive alive. So now,
do not even talk about the Ravens.
Stop. I didn't mention the Ravens for the reason. See, listen, don't do that. Listen, stop. Listen. Let me help you out, Baltimore fans. You're overrated. I'm just speaking facts.
To the 10 power.
You're overrated. I mean, you're hype. You're overrated. I don't believe in Flacco once a bit. Josh Brown's probably been the best addition. John Brown's probably been the best addition to the team. He's made some plays. He could stretch the defense by all means. Crabtree still dropping balls. I'm not sold in your running attack. If they want scheme, start the scheming for it. Alex Collins ain't like that.
He's been off to a slow start.
That's it. I think that they have been a benefit to who they played. Pittsburgh is in turmoil. They came back and won their game. They should have lost that game. Pittsburgh had them down. Somehow they self-destructed and they came back somehow. I'm not buying Baltimore. I'm not buying the Ravens. The Ravens are in the same category with the Dolphins.
I agree. I agree with you for a change.
In the same category with the Dolphins. I ain't doing it. I'm not drinking that Kool-Aid. No way. I don't think. Now, can they somehow escape and win this division? Somehow? Possibly. Because the Steelers are not playing well.
I got the Bengals winning this division.
And I got the Bengals probably right now winning this division. The way Dalton has looked at, no one's mentioned the Bengals. Listen, I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid that bad either on the Bengals, but I like the fact that Tyler Boyd has stepped up. You know,
I want to see them get John Ross a little more involved. John Ross, I mean, man, you got to find ways to get this man the ball. You got to find ways to get this man the ball. I mean, this man is probably the fastest, or arguably the fastest man in the NFL. You got to find a way to get the ball.
Get the ball.
You got to find the ball. Come on, man.
Now, I'm not sold too much on their defense, so to speak. I'm not. You know, they don't get enough of a pass rusher in Cincinnati for me. The secondary is not horrible. I mean, for whatever reason, Dre Kirkpatrick is still in the league. He gets beat, but somehow every now and then he makes a play. You know, I like Willie Jackson. I like him. I like him.
Still got
Denard, yeah. To get Denard, I like that. You know, so they're not overly bad. I got them better than the Ravens.
I like the D line with Carl Lawson, Michael Johnson, Geno Atkins, who was one of the best. Geno Atkins is one of the best D-tackles in the league. Nobody talk about him. You know what I'm saying? So the Bengals, man, they go as far as Andy Dalton take them. Andy Dalton will look great, and then he will look super bad. I mean, goddamn.
Against Atlanta?
He make me feel like he's real bipolar throughout the game.
Listen,
I mean, Andy
Dalton looked great against the Falcons this past week. But then again, you can get that bipolar Andy Dalton. And so you don't really
Can't make his mind up if he want to be good or bad.
Right.
Can't make his mind up if he want to be good or bad. What you want to do? Good or bad? Make your mind up. I mean, goddamn. You stand at above a little bit. You're right above average, like right above the water. You keep standing at that little mark. You've been like that since you got in the league.
Now, Christopher Garrett
said game to the next level.
Christopher Garrett said Bengals ? Listen, I think they're in a benefit situation for their division. The Steelers, I don't think the Steelers are going through something. Like Marty B said, what's up with Le'Veon Bell? Le'Veon probably going to come back week 6, week 7.
Le'Veon Bell cutting up, man. Le'Veon Bell in the strip club. He going from city to city. Look, he cutting up. Cutting up. Let him do him till week 7. When week 7 come, he gonna put it all together.
That's it.
They might be traded him by now. We will see.
Listen, I hope he go to the Colts. Frank Bridges said, with Ingram coming back, do you see him? Let him ease him, or you just let that pit bull loose?
Let the pit bull loose.
Let that pit bull loose.
Let the pit bull loose, man.
He out there.
Young Thugger. That's what we call him. Young Thugger. You know what I'm saying?
Ice chest, man. Let that ice chest through, man.
Yeah, man. We gonna get that thing going.
Let that thing go. Get back to, for the first year, for people who don't know statistically, I'm a big statistic guy. First time last year, Drew Brees has averaged since he's been in the Wall Saints 650 passing attempts since he's been the Saint. Last year, he had 530. Why? Because you had a two-headed monster, that lightning and the thunder at running back. So guess what? You go back to that. You go back to that lightning and the thunder at running back and keep Drew Brees' attempts down, because that way a guy like Drew Brees can still be your quarterback for years to come. You're putting an additional, with 100 less attempts, you're making sure that guy could be ready for postseason play. That's going to be important for a 39-year-old quarterback towards the end of the season, having that life. So you let that pit bull loose, man. You let that pit bull loose. That's just what it is. Now, Arkell Evans said, do you think Dez coming back? I don't know. I mean, we in week 4, going to week 5.
Dez had his shots, man, to get on the team.
Dez should have took the Baltimore contract. Didn't take the Baltimore contract. He didn't take the Cleveland Browns offer. I mean, I don't know what Dez think he is. Dez is not the same receiver that he was a few seasons back when he was averaging 13, touchdowns, 1,300 yards, and 95 catches. He's not that guy. Is he still a dynamic receiver? Yes. Can he still maybe win one-on-one matchups? Yes. But for whatever reason, Dez Bryant has this epiphany that his market value is 10 plus, maybe 7 plus a year. Well, the season is on the week 5 days. If you want to play, it's a league minimum deal, and that's what it's going to be. Now, I think you should take that, because I think more important than anything is that you need reps, and you can't go a season or 2 in the NFL and to say that I'm still going to be that guy 2 seasons later. That don't work in this league. And especially when you got teams drafting each and every year receivers, like Denver drafted Cortland Sutton out of SMU. He's making plays down there. You know what I mean? You got Christian Kirk, who was a high draft pick. Calvin Ridley making plays. Teams are always looking to get younger, baby. Always looking to get younger. So you got to get into somebody's team. And I think the Bengals are the best situation now that they traded Josh Gordon away. You could be a big help to Juice on the opposite side. And a joker.
The Bengals or the Browns?
The Browns. I'm sorry, the Browns. He could be a big to the Browns because again, you got Juice, and you got the Joker. You could be a good addition number 2, and you could put you could put Antonio on Callaway back at the 3, and you got Rashad Huggins and stuff like that. But you got to find a way to get inside somebody's team. If you can't find a way to do that, then I think Dez Bryant may have seen his best days.
Moving on.
We gotta get into this segment here. Is he like that or not like that? GSportz. We're gonna start this segment off here right here like this. The guy we're gonna be talking about, guys, and y'all leave your comments in the comment box. Like that or not like that? Pat Mahomes. Is he like that or he not like that? For a lot of people who don't know, Pat Mahomes probably leading the league in touchdowns. Big time win over Denver. Is he like that, y'all, or is he not like that? GSportz.
I'm going to go ahead and say he's like that, okay? The man got over 1,200 yards, 14 total touchdowns, 65.4% completion rate right now. I think he's leading the league in the touchdowns, and he got his team off to a 4-0 start. And what I was impressed with, this one I felt like that he was like that. That's when I certified him. And you're like that. The last game against Denver. That pass rush with Bradley Chubb and Von Miller coming off the edges, and he still was making plays. And then the way he came back in that game and made plays for his team and willed them to a win. The play that comes to mind when he rolled out the pocket and he couldn't get it with his right hand, so he switched it to the left hand and tossed it to Tyreek Hill to get the first down on a very, very critical third down. That tells me you got that it factor.
Yeah.
And everybody don't have that. He never seen phased by the rush. He stayed poised. He went through his progressions. He made plays when he had to. He made some big time throws. Now we know this guy has probably one of the best, if not the best arm in the NFL. He can make all the throws with ease. I mean, it spirals every time he throw the ball. It's coming off his hand with a lot of velocity. And the thing about it, he's more athletic than people give him credit for. I mean, he can get out the pocket and make some plays and scramble for first downs. I mean, he scrambled for a touchdown in that game. Like I say, that's gonna be one of the best pass rushers he's gonna go against all season. If you could do that against Denver, you could do that against anybody. Right. So I think Pat Mahomes is like that. I'm not one of the people that's willing to sit there and say he's gonna have that. He's gonna walk away his career with a gold jacket.
Right.
But the way he looks like he could be Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady or Brett Favre or somebody of that caliber in this league, the way he's looking right now. But I'm not about to go out and say that this guy going to be a Hall of Fame type quarterback and an NFL MVP type quarterback going forward, because we just don't know. Because we have a lot of quarterbacks come here and hit you with a one-hit wonder. So I'm not going to sit here and drink the Kool-Aid that fast. But he does have the tools to be like those guys. We got to let it play out. We got to stop being a prisoner of the moment. We got to stop getting ready to crown people so easy in sports. So we're going to see how it play out, because the way he's looking right now, he got a lot of people on that Kansas City fan base very excited about what he's doing. I would love to see them get in the playoffs, and I would love to see them go against Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see them go against the Jaguars in the playoffs, because that will show me where he's at. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna let it play out. We only 4 games in. For all we know, he might go into a slump the next 4 or 5 games. We don't know. Let it play out. You trying
to say that man could be a Fitz disaster?
Look, we don't know. Let it play out. I mean, we gotta stop being so quick to try to crown somebody. But like I said, he does have the tools to be big time though. So I will go ahead and say Pat Mahomes is like that.
I would say this. And this is just me speaking. He's definitely like that. The Kansas City Chiefs, for people who just have selective amnesia, moved up 15 picks to jump the Saints to take Pat Mahomes last year in the draft. For people who don't understand, Pat Mahomes would put at the 11th overall pick, would have been in the New Orleans Saints. It would have been Marshawn Lattimore. Yeah.
Sean Payton went to Lubbock for Texas Tech University and met with him personally. Because that's how much he thought Pat Mahomes was going to be a Saint. And he really wanted him. So
here's how he looks. You saw last preseason, he out there throwing the football, doing great things in the Andy Reid system. Obviously, Alex Smith is the guy there that year. You come out this year, you trade Alex Smith away to the Redskins. Pat Mahomes is on the scene. All of a sudden, Pat Mahomes is leading the league in touchdowns. Off the dump. Travis Kelce getting touchdowns. Tyreek Hill getting touchdowns. You know, Kareem Hunt getting touchdowns. He like that. Now, granted, we don't want to be prisoners of the moment, but at the end of the day, they got the Jaguars this week coming up.
Then they got the Patriots. Then they got the
Bengals. They got the Bengals. You got these next 3 games coming up.
I'm about to say a lot.
You're going to say a lot.
About to say a lot.
That first
and
test.
Look, you can say the Browns too, because the Browns defense ain't bad at all.
No, they're not a slouch. Greg Williams, they're not a slouch.
Not a
slouch.
He about to see some heat.
He about to see some heat these next 4 weeks.
If he could withstand these games, these next 4-5 games,
these next 4,
along with what he just did to the Broncos, it's gonna say a lot about him.
But to me, he like that, because at the end of the day, when you got a guy who, see, what I like about his game is that Andy Reid has made situations convenient to the style of play that he played at Texas Tech. People who watch college football, Texas Tech is a spread offense. They say, the quarterback is out, it's a spread, they spread the ball out, they get the ball out to their targets. It's a similar situation kind of fashion in Kansas City. They're not making him do anything that he wasn't able to do at Texas Tech. This is why he is like that. He's making plays from the pocket. Now, he's not making plays like, wildcat kind of plays. No, he's making quarterback-like throws. He is like that. Now, granted, do I expect for him in these next 4 games to be the way he was the past 4 weeks? Probably not. You're going against Jacksonville. You're going against the Patriots. You're going against the Bengals. You're going against the Browns. These 4 teams defensively are going to scheme for what you do best. But I think the Chiefs are going to be in these games. This is why I say he's like that, because I think the Chiefs are going to be, even though they have defensively, they're atrocious. They're going to be in these games because of what Pat Mahomes is able to do. So to me, he is like that. That's just, he like that. I mean, a lot of people, I don't want to say it too early, but he going to be like that. Arkell Evans says he might win MVP if Drew Brees don't win it. Whew. Whew.
I don't
know. Patrick, people say Pat put his team on his back on his past week. He put his team on his back last week. Frank Bridges says he liked that, but we shall see after the Jazz game. I agree with that.
And then the Patriots.
Even though the Patriots are not the same.
I'm with you, man. It's too early for me. Just 4 starts. Come on, let it play out.
Right, I gotta agree with that. It's just 4 starts. Greg Bruce says Greg Williams is the reason we won a Super Bowl.
One of the reasons.
Don't forget about that offense. Don't sleep.
Yeah.
Stay woke. Don't forget the fact that that offense averaged like 45 points a game in the first 6-7 games. Stop being disrespectful. Go back. Trust me, I got it on DVD. The season. Stay woke. Don't be like that. Producer, for everybody been tuning in, we got about half an hour left for the show. Listen, GSportz. We got to get into it. You're bad. You got to get into it. Producer, roll that beautiful beanie footage.
Look, we got people that's in sports, man, coaches. We see this all the time in sports, man. Coaches on the sideline. They talk to their assistant coaches. They scratch their head. They might be scratching a bump on their leg. They might even go inside their shoe and scratch their foot. But, never in sports have I ever seen somebody do something like this coach from Germany that coached the soccer team. I never seen nobody take it this far. Producer, play the footage. I mean, this was it was ridiculous to say the least. For you to go this far, knowing that all these cameras are at this game. I know you think people got the cameras on the game, but they'll pay attention. They're gonna pay attention to the coaches too. And for you to do this and get caught on camera for this long of a period of time and multiple times scratching multiple things, just is ridiculous. Go ahead and play that beautiful bean footage, producer.
Oh my God! You sure? I watched the game. Actually,
it's ridiculous.
Do you question
People
if you would
tuned in.
shake the
Oh,
hand
my
of
God.
Germany World
Oh,
Cup
my
winning
God.
head coach?
Why would I not shake it?
Vince, we question.
You sure?
I watched the game,
People
actually.
are tuning in. Y'all about to watch something.
Do you question if you would shake the hand of Germany World Cup
highly
winning head coach?
Highly unacceptable.
Why would I
Highly
not shake his
unacceptable.
hand? Let's see. What did he do to his hand? What happened?
Some booger action, isn't
Oh,
it?
no.
Now look at the coach. Look at the coach.
Leave him out.
That's right, Coach Simon Cowell.
Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? He gonna smell himself. He gonna do that. You're atrocious.
Wait. What was he trying to figure
Man,
out?
put a pubic hair out his butthole.
Tactician right there. Couldn't you see it?
He won't smell himself. He gonna do that.
Do you question if
And
you would
smoked
shake
it
the hand of
for
Germany
multiple
World Cup winning
seconds.
head coach?
What are you smelling?
What are you smelling?
doing?
Come
on, man.
No, there's
You're
more.
mad.
Come on, bro.
Oh, gosh, stiffer.
I mean, and he
ain't gonna
look like
read
your
that.
underwear on. You look like your underwear on. It's nasty.
Nasty.
It's nasty, man. You bad.
You're bad.
You're bad. You're bad.
You're bad.
And he's so locked in. He's so locked in. But the question is he worse than this other guy we got in the background? He actually is going to shake somebody's hand after he digs down his pants. No, man. This is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
This is ridiculous.
It's bad. Oh my goodness.
Oh, he stuck it way in there too. He stuck it way in there too. What do you get? Oh, he got it in his head. He got it in his head. He playing around with it in his head.
He there like this.
Oh,
All of it like this.
oh.
You're atrocious. I mean,
Oh, and then folded his own like he did that. And the coach on side, and what are you looking at?
wait a minute.
Are you not seeing this man digging in his booty? Come on, man. Man grabbed his whole nutsack and smelt himself up.
Now look at the other guy here. He pulls his hand inside his crotch.
Look at this.
Look at this dude.
Look at this dude.
And he ain't gonna reach the touch something.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Look at this. Look at this.
Oh, and then he gonna shake somebody's hand right after.
No, my investigation is.
What the hell are you?
How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing?
Germany.
Agreed.
Come on, dog. Come on, dog. Come on, dog.
Oh my God.
You're bad.
You're bad.
You bad.
How you gonna put your hands
In your damn pants.
in your pants?
And cuff your nuts
Cuff
like
your
that.
nuts.
Your salty, sweaty nuts. And then shake somebody's hand. Now the man that was walking up to him, you didn't see this man put his hands inside this? What are you doing? He bad too. Man, you bad. You bad. You know what? I feel like, you know, the TV network, they gotta relate this to the people that they boss or something. They gotta know, man. You gotta be fined. You gotta be suspended for a couple games for that, man. That's unsanitary.
Oh my God.
Come on, bro.
Oh my God.
This man dig way
Hit him
down.
in the crotch.
Come on, bro.
He redone it. Hey, how you doing again, son? Boy, you don't get your nasty ass, fucking sweaty ass,
on, man.
salty ass fucking hands away from
Come
me.
on, man. Come on. Dog, what did he pull out his booty? What did he pull out his booty? Dog, he pulled something out of his booty. He was playing with it in his hand. It's like you think it was a little mini turd? And put it on his hand, on his nose for multiple seconds. It's like it was almost like it was a good smell to him.
Here's the problem with it, dog.
You're bad.
You're bad. First of all, who pulled their hand in their fucking crotch and putting it in? Why you want to smell this shit?
During the game. During a game. He's thinking the camera's watching the game.
They watching you. You watching your smelly booty in there.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on, bro. You bad. All right, it don't get no worse than that.
You should know what that smell like. Your finger stinks.
He needs to be fined and suspended immediately. Come on, man. That's bad all the way around the boy.
Marty B said, that boy, nasty white boys for you. Nasty white boys for you. Boy, I tell you, boy. The person he said, man, what the, laughing my ass, I'm done. I'm dead. I'm dead. Now, Richie, who's a guy who created the FanView, created the New Orleans Saints Nation page.
All right.
He asks me this: Taysom Hill should have been named the FedEx Player of the Week. FedEx. He said Taysom should have been named the FedEx something also Superman or something.
Taysom Hill, man. Hey, I love the way Sean Payton used him.
Special Teams Hill.
I love the way Sean Payton used him. He gonna be critical and very pivotal to what we do going forward.
What you call him last week? White Uptown?
White Uptown, man. White Uptown, man. That's what we call Taysom Hill. White Uptown, man. He look, he like that, man. He like that, man. For what we doing and how we using him in our offense, man, he is like that. He put all kinds of pressure. White Uptown, man. That's what we call him. Taysom Hill, A.K.A. White Uptown.
Now, I did the stream for the second half of the game. I mentioned to people, you called it White Uptown. They was like, man, he's still special teams Hill. But some people like what you said, G.
Yeah.
Some people
White
like
Uptown,
what you
man.
said.
I like that. White Uptown, man.
Some people still on the fence, by special teams Hill. You call it controversy.
He ain't just on special teams. He coming in there running the zone read. He coming in there throwing passes. Look, White Uptown, man. What we gonna call him? White Uptown. I like that. I like that.
I'm sorry. That coach bad.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He bad.
Yeah.
But he bad. He out here scratching you behind on public TV.
Yeah. Marty B say he like that. White Uptown.
Yeah, White Uptown.
That's what we going with, Marty B. White Uptown.
Now, Mike Robichaux says this.
Is Mike Thomas the best wide receiver in the league or Julio? Julio ain't the best receiver, man. It's Antonio Brown.
Listen, we got to stop. Now, this is where the prisoner of the moment thing comes into play. Listen, let's not be foolish. I'm a diehard Saints fan. I love, Mr. Magnificent. If I call him, anybody tuning me on the live stream, his name is Mr. Magnificent. But let's not be crazy. Antonio Brown's the best receiver in the league. Let's not be foolish.
Julio right there with him. But you got to go with Antonio Brown.
You got to go with Antonio Brown.
Now, if I was picking my team, I'm picking Julio. Julio. But I gotta say Antonio Brown is the most consistent, and he is the best receiver in the league right now. Then I go with Julio, then probably Odell Beckham, then probably DeAndre Hopkins, and then I'm gonna go with Michael Thomas. So he's top 5, man.
He's top 5. He up there.
You cannot put him above these guys. We gotta see Michael Thomas do this over a duration of seasons.
I would say
Julio, they put his work in. Antonio Brown, damn sure they put his work in.
Yeah.
And Odell has did his thing. So, I mean, let it play out.
I know what people want to think. Here's the problem with Julio's game. And it's not his game. It's not his fault. First of all, it's the drunk guy who's calling plays.
Yeah,
Sarkisian. Julio is the number 1 receiver in yards right now. He ain't got a touchdown to save his life. That's Sarkisian. That was Sarkisian last year. Julio went to week 7 until he got a touchdown.
One touchdown on the season. That's unacceptable.
That's Sarkisian.
That's unacceptable.
Why? Kyle Shanahan was calling plays, buddy. See, if Kyle Shanahan was still the coordinator for the Falcons offense, we wouldn't be having that conversation.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about. So I appreciate what Mike Thomas has done as a player, and even some of the NFL records that he's accomplished in the first having the most receptions by any wideout in the game in the first 2 years. I appreciate what he's done. He's still on pace to have, do that for 3 years and have more shots. I appreciate everything about his game that he has done. But for us to sit here and say that Julio Jones is not the second best receiver or Antonio Brown, Antonio Brown has
I got to question your IQ in football.
I got to question things.
I don't know what the hell you're watching.
I don't want to take nothing from Mike Thomas. I really don't. But what I'm saying is that if I put Julio Jones in the Saints uniform, man, you know what Julio Jones would have statistically?
Yeah.
These are the questions you have to ask yourself. If Julio Jones or Odell or Antonio Brown was in the Saints uniform, man, you know the numbers?
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's so when you ask that question, ask yourself that question first. And if you can say that Julio, if you can still say Mike Thomas is still have more yards than them, then you got an argument.
Agreed.
But until you can say that, I can't see that. That's just me. So the answer to my question is Julio Jones.
Moving on.
LSU, folks. LSU had a dominating performance over Ole Miss this week. For people who don't know, LSU is ranked 5th in the country. Started off at number 25 in the country. No one gave him a shot, G.
Right.
Joe Bars was new. Some players got drafted. Don't know what the offense gonna look like. Guys like Darius Geis is no longer in uniform. The running back position is a question mark. The receiver position, is a question mark. You got guys like Justin Gage who's no longer there. Guys like DJ Chalk who went to the league. You're bringing back Derek Dillon. You got some new up-and-coming talent. new quarterback, ranked 5th in the country. Ole Miss comes to town. GSportz, you at the game. Dominating performance.
Man.
By LSU.
Man, look, Ole Miss came into that game feeling real confident, like they could come in there and still a victory from the Tigers, man. They wasn't high on Joe Burrow. They thought they could come in there and rattle Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow finished the game 18 for 25, 292 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he rushed for 96 yards and a touchdown. I mean, Joe Burrow played out his mind, and Ole Miss couldn't do nothing with him. The LSU Tigers rushed for over 280 yards on the game. Nick Brossette finished with 72. Clyde Ellis-Hillel finished with 67. Then you had a couple other people have rushing yards like Justin Jefferson, Leonard Fournette, Sullivan on a speed sweep. You know, they ran the ball at will on Ole Miss. Justin Jefferson led them in receiving with 5 catches and 99 yards and 2 touchdowns. Terrence Marshall, Sullivan, racing mad. Jamar Chase had a nice touchdown catch in the corner of the end zone. He went on top of the guy like that. And let me get that over your head right quick, because he liked that. And I mean, what LSU got at the receiving core, and I said this before the season. People thought I was crazy when I said it. LSU got the best receiving core in the nation, hands down, bro.
It's not even close.
It's not even close, bro. That's how loaded they are at receiver. And on defense, bro. Look, Dale Pitt, y'all might as well enjoy your time with him right now with LSU, because he's out of there after this year. Okay,
he's a sophomore. He's a true sophomore. He'll be a junior next year. He's a true sophomore.
I don't think so.
Gee, I know he's a sophomore. He's not a redshirt sophomore. He's a true sophomore. He's a true freshman last year.
I don't know. You sure?
Positive.
I thought Dale Pitt was a junior.
No,
look,
true sophomore.
Look, I might be wrong. I gotta retrace my comments just now. Dale Pitt. Listen, I'm about to make a big time statement by Dale Pitt, by Grant Dale Pitt. Grant Dale Pitt for the LSU Tigers is better than Jamal Adams as of right now. Yes. He's better than Jamal Adams right now. He's better than Jamal Adams right now. He's going to be better than Jamal Adams. Dale Pitt will be a top 5 pick when he come out next year. He big time, instinctive, a ball hawk, will come down there and lay the pop, has good range, good size, athletic as hell. Dale Pitt is like that. I'm telling y'all right now, Grant Dale Pitt, it ain't really too much he can't do in that secondary. They move him around. He come down and guard slots. He come down and guard the tight end. They could put him back there, deep thirds, and play one deep high with him. They could do a lot of different things, bro. With Dale Pitt
is better than Jamal Adams
right now. He better than Jamal Adams right now. Right now. He like that. I'm telling you, Dale Pitt is like that. Man, I've been highly impressed with him. Even going back to last year, Dale Pitt is just making plays. He getting to the point to where they gonna have the game plan and find out what he had on the field. That's how good he's looking back there. Dale Pitt is has great range, bro. You could tell he's a film watcher. You could tell he has high football IQ.
Now I see Dale Pitt give up some plays now. Not a lot many.
I mean, I was about to say it ain't that many. It ain't that many. I'm telling you now, man. He like that. But going back to what I was saying, the defense is just looking good. I mean, led by Lawrence in the middle. That front seven is just looking phenomenal. Devin White at the linebacker, cool. Andre Anthony coming off the edge. He got Greedy Williams at corner. Christian Fulton at the other corner. They just looking phenomenal on defense. I mean, David Randa is dialing it up. I mean, they dominated Ole Miss. Ole Miss couldn't even. They barely got past the 50-yard line.
I thought Ole Miss was the D2 school. They dominated Ole Miss. Mm-hmm. Like they dominated Ole Miss
from the start to the finish. And a game like that just gonna build Joe Burrow's confidence. It's just gonna build his confidence, bro. He played terrific in that game, bro. I was very, very impressed with him.
Now, Patrick Slim Goody Jones in the People's First Pizza. If Burrows keep playing like he's playing for LSU, because Arik Evans said, "Who you think going to beat Alabama?" And People's First Pizza say, "If Burrow keep playing like he's playing for LSU."
I'll say this, man. I'm very impressed with LSU right now. You know, before the season, I was one of the people.
I wrote them out.
I thought they was gonna be 7-4.
Yeah, 8-4.
Somewhere around there. I thought that was gonna be the record this year, but they are really proving me wrong right now. This the thing with LSU that I think that's keeping them from getting to that next level of getting beat in Alabama or Georgia. Not saying they can't because they play Georgia and Alabama at home at night in Death Valley. And we know when you play LSU
You got
at
Florida
home,
this week, but you got Florida, you got Georgia next week.
When you play them people in Death Valley at night, you got something on your hands and anything can happen. It's just something about that stadium at night.
It's the most. It's that stadium at nighttime. It's somebody. It's the toughest place to play.
Right.
In college football.
Right. And with that being said, the reason why I felt it was keeping them from getting to that next level of being on a level of Alabama and Georgia is having a stud at running back. Now Nick Brissett and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, yes, they've been playing pretty good this season. They're good, solid backs. But that's not what LSU is used to having. LSU is used to having studs. Darius Geis, the Leonard Fournettes, the Spencer Wells, the Jeremy Hills of the world. They used to having studs back there, and they don't have a real legitimate stud back there.
Really?
They don't have that right now. And so I think that's what's keeping them from getting to that top tier with the Georgias and the Clemsons and the Alabamas of the world. Now, can they still beat Georgia and Alabama? Hell yeah, they can still beat them because they play them at home. And LSU has a lot of confidence right now. A lot of confidence. So, and it's something, like I said, it's something about playing LSU in Death Valley at night. It's just somebody. So I think they going to have a shot. And I would feel even more confident if they had a stud running back there.
Now, Mike Robichaux says this. LSU got the best safety, cornerback, and linebackers in the country. Fact.
Well, what he said? The best what?
He said best safety, corner, and linebacker in the country.
Now, look, Delpit not better than Thompson from Alabama. let's make that very clear. Thompson, look, I might pick him number 1 next year.
Over Ed Oliver?
I might.
Over Ed Oliver?
I might. He been looking that damn good. Man, look, Thompson is bro, it ain't like I like Delpit. Don't get me wrong. I think Delpit is gonna be a top 5 pick.
Right.
But Thompson just looks like he a man amongst boys out there. He look like he a man amongst boys out there, bro.
He's great.
Like, he a man amongst boys right now. He the best safety in the country. It ain't even close. I think this guy. I think you gonna see him give LSU a lot of problems. I mean, Joe Burrow and Esmond gonna have to find out where he at all times. Deontay Thompson is the best safety in college football.
I would say Devin White to me is the best linebacker in college football.
That's arguable. That's arguable.
I would give Devin White that. I think Devin White is. I haven't seen this dude miss a tackle, bro. I have not seen this guy. You talking about a guy who's a top 5 player in the country. Devin White is a top 5 player in the country. That guy come to become a pro player. I think he's a junior. I think that
he out of there.
He's out of there. And there's nothing against that. He's out of there. Devin White is the best linebacker in the country. I can't find a better linebacker who can do what Devin White can do. That's just me. I think that. But when you're looking at corner, obviously you got Greedy Williams. Again, I watched a lot of different teams. It's hard for me to put anybody against Greedy Williams out there in the country. As far as this season, obviously the season's still to play out to some degree. I haven't seen much of Georgia, and I don't know what their corners are like.
Georgia got some studs.
I just haven't seen.
Actually, they got a for sure first round pick corner. I forget his name. He's on the top of the dome. I can't remember his name on the top of the dome, but they got a really good corner over there too.
Right.
Arguably, better than Greedy Williams in my mind.
Wow. Now, Chris, Vanessa Hunter, Marquis says yes. Devin White is for real. Stephen Mullen said 40 is a beast. He said, "What do you got?" R.K. Evans said, "What do you guys think about Ohio State? Ohio State gonna be there. Ohio State's gonna be there.
Ohio State showed me a lot. Look, Haskins went into Death Valley, in a tough environment. He played terrible in the first half. He overcame it. They found a way to win. That showed me a lot. That showed me that's a quality of a championship team. Ohio State. I mean, I don't see Michigan beating them.
No.
Michigan State gonna give them a tough game, but I think you see Ohio State in that 14 playoff when it's all said and done.
I think that the toughest game was their just game against Penn State. That was gonna be the toughest game. I'm a diehard Michigan fan.
Unless Shea Patterson play out his mind.
Yeah, and I haven't seen that Shea Patterson yet in the Michigan uniform. So I don't forecast Michigan beating them. I don't forecast Michigan State beating them. And obviously, the Wisconsin is the best out of the other opposite side in the Big Ten, and they already have a loss. And they don't stack up. They don't stack up matchup-wise this year against Ohio State. Ohio State will be a top 4 team in the playoffs.
DeAndre Baker, that's his name for Georgia.
DeAndre Baker. I bet you're not talking about 14. That dude Parrish that played in the championship game. That boy give up yards.
DeAndre Baker is somebody that I think that's just as good as Greedy Williams.
Now Chris asks us, who y'all think is the lead for the Heisman? And he also says, tell y'all is though LSU ain't scared of nobody. LSU ain't scared of nobody.
Nah, especially in Death Valley.
Nah, in Death Valley. Nah, not this LSU team. No, they believe they could beat anybody in the country. But right now, the Heisman front runner, I would have to ask is probably Tua.
Tua playing great.
Tua out of Alabama. Listen, bro, this dude is not playing second halves. This is how much they're dominating people. This dude out here throwing 4 touchdowns.
Right.
And sitting in the bench. G.
Right.
Jalen Hurts, you can go ahead and have the rest of this. I'm done. Jalen Hurts come out there, throw 2 touchdowns, and they got a third string coming in the game. Boy, look here. Tua is the Heisman front runner right now. That's just what I see. I would say this: a guy out of Central Florida, Milton McKenzie. Watch out for that kid, man, bruh.
Mackenzie Milton.
Mackenzie Milton, man. Watch out for that kid, bruh. That kid is good.
Right.
Now, will he win the Heisman? Maybe not. But if you're an NFL scout right now, looking for a team, looking for a quarterback, I'm not saying he's gonna be like wow. But I'm saying if you're looking for a guy, man, listen, that kid is gonna be up there. If Central Florida keep doing what they're doing, that quarterback there, bro, I'm looking out for him.
Yeah.
That's who I got in my radar.
Somebody that I'm kind of rooting for because I watched him all through high school. I mean, I remember. And the reason why I know about him is because a relative of mine went to the same high school as him, down there in Dallas, Texas, played at Allen High School. Kyler Murray for the Oklahoma Sooners. Kyler Murray is playing out of his mind right now. He got the Oklahoma Sooners 5-0, and he actually set out a game. He got over 1,700 yards. He got how many touchdowns he got on the year? 17 touchdowns. He got 17 touchdowns. He got a 70.6% completion rate.
He threw 7 last game.
Yeah. Kyler Murray has taken, and look, there's going to be a big-time statement about me. He has Oklahoma offense looking better than it did when Baker Mayfield was at the helm.
Facts.
And I'm just telling y'all.
Facts.
And Coach Riley,
Facts.
the head coach for Oklahoma,
Facts.
You could tell he wanted to say that. But he didn't want to offend Baker Mayfield and offend some of the Oklahoma fan base. But it is what it is. Kyler Murray, the way he's throwing that ball, the way he's getting it out of that pocket, making plays with his legs, getting first downs. I mean, he is a problem. He is a serious problem. Kyler Murray is my pick to win the Heisman this year. That's what I'm picking.
You think 2 Oklahoma QBs gonna go back to back at the Heisman Trophy candidacy?
Listen, I'm going with Kyler Murray. Listen, I think Tua is phenomenal. And I think Tua has
2 Sooners back to back.
I think Tua has a good chance to win the Heisman because he's playing out of his mind. I mean, he's playing out of his goddamn mind. Out of his damn mind. Out of his what? Damn mind.
It's a bad man.
It's a bad man. I mean, he's so goddamn efficient, he ain't even funny. But Kyler Murray, I just think that Kyler Murray, the way he playing, bro, I think he gonna have and then I think he gonna have a couple Heisman moments. You know, you gotta have them Heisman moments.
Last week was a Heisman moment. Last week was a Heisman moment.
Tua, nah. It gotta be a game to where
she threw 7 touchdowns.
No, it gotta be a game to where
it
gotta be a game, like when they play
Texas.
They play Texas Saturday.
Yeah.
You know, that's a rival game. Texas ranked 19 in the country. That's a chance to have a Heisman moment.
Right.
Okay. TCU is one of the better teams in the country. They have a chance to have a Heisman moment. They play West Virginia at West Virginia, the last game of the season.
Will Greer,
guys.
Will Greer.
Along with Tevin Bush, who out of New Orleans.
Yeah.
That's a chance that on the road that could come down. That could come down to them getting to the 14 playoff.
Yeah.
So he has chances. They play Oklahoma State too.
Yeah.
That he has chances to have some Heisman moments and put himself in a situation to where he could ultimately win the Heisman Trophy.
Right.
I know it's a long shot, but I think Kyler Murray is a great shot to do it, bro. This dude's special. I've been watching him since his freshman year at Allen High School. This guy played in 6'8". I want to say he only lost 1 game for his whole career.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Listen, we
won 4 state championships.
We are 100% agreement. I said I think this offense looking better with Kyle Murray on the center than Baker Mayfield.
I'm telling you, man.
I got to agree with that. I got to agree with that.
Bro, these people, they scored over 60 points twice. They scored 49 points and 37 points.
And I think Baker Mayfield was a stud. I think he won the Heisman Trophy. Listen, bro, I think he wanted everything that he got, period. But when I watched, I said, boy, that dude is good. Boy, that dude is good. Yeah. And he got drafted to be a baseball player. I'm saying to myself, that boy got an opportunity to be an NFL QB. Now, whether he wants to be that or not, that's up to Kyle Murray.
Right.
But as far as the quarterback for college football, boy, that boy is good. That boy can play at the pro level.
Right.
That boy can play at the pro level.
And my sleeper to try to win the Heisman, which I think is gonna be tough, but I think he could possibly sneak in and possibly win it, but they'll have to probably run the table and probably at least get the SEC championship game. Benny Snell from Kentucky, the running back.
Yeah, they'll have to win the. They'll have to win the East.
They undefeated right now.
They'll have to win the East.
They overachieving. They 5-0. He got 639 yards and 8 touchdowns right now. He's looking really, really good right now. So I think Benny Snell is a long shot, but I think that's a sleeper. But I'm going with Kyler Murray. That's what I'm going.
They'll have to win the East.
I'm going with Kyler Murray.
Now, Chris Dominique says, guys, do you see LSU beating Bama this year? And Kendrick Robinson says, Big 12 plays no defense.
Hey, you play the hand you do.
Now, Stephen Mullen says, if they play clean, stay healthy, and keep the hammer down for 60 minutes, they have a shot to beat the Tide. I'm assuming talking about Alabama.
Yeah.
I'm talking about LSU. Yes, I think they do have a shot.
Yeah. They got a shot. Make no mistake, they got a shot.
And I'm gonna throw another name in the hat. For the Heisman Trophy. And I know a lot of y'all look at me and call me, he from Louisiana, you're being a homer about this. I don't care what you want to say. I'm gonna go ahead and put his name out there. Say that man out there that was at Hornville last year?
Nah.
And Puka Williams?
Nah.
Now, granted, that's because of the record of the team. That's because of the record of the team.
But I don't see it happening.
He's a true freshman, so can you say it? No, but the statistics are gonna be there.
Yeah, but I don't see it happening. The success of the team plays a part into that Heisman Trophy.
I gotta disagree with that. I say that had a lot to do with the success of the team.
Yeah, that plays a part.
That had a lot to do with the success of the team. That Kansas is not gonna be a top 10 team.
Right.
So the answer to the question, no. But him statistically, it's
he breaking records at Kansas right now. He doing a lot. And look, they still gotta play Oklahoma. People like TCU, Oklahoma, when they play Oklahoma State. I think they play West Virginia.
Yeah.
So he gonna have his chances to make his mark. Have some good numbers, but I don't. He would have to do some ridiculous stuff like rush for over 200 yards 3 times or something like that for him to be a candidate for the Heisman Trophy this year. Next year. Now next year,
Heisman watch.
Puka Williams is a bad man.
It's a bad.
He been cutting up.
Bad. He's a bad man. But I think LSU can beat Alabama. Again, there's a lot more weeks to college football to be played right now. Before we can talk about them beating Bama, let's talk about them beating Georgia.
Yeah.
Talk about them beating Florida.
Look ahead. Yeah, talk about Florida. Gotta beat Dan Mullen.
Gotta beat Dan Mullen and Felipe Franks, and you gotta beat these guys.
Which I think the LSU is the favorite going in here to Florida and beat. And I want to see they beat Florida last year.
Yeah.
In Florida.
They
beat Florida last year.
They beat Florida 17-16.
Yeah.
In Florida.
Speed sweep.
Yeah. Just sweep.
Just sweep.
The gauge.
Won them the game.
Yeah. 17-16 last year.
Yeah.
They went the games playing handle business. This year, but this LSU team is a better team this year. Now, I will say with this. We're gonna producer asked me that question, and somebody also brought this question up. Is Alvin Kamara the most explosive player in Saints history?
Right, and this is the topic that we were going to end the show with anyway.
End the show with. We're going to end the show with this topic.
Right. And we're going to touch on the high school for the last minute
and a half. Listen, for people who don't know, Alvin Kamara statistically has rushed for 1,003 yards in his 20 games as a Saint. He has 162 yards receiving yards as a Saint. 19 total touchdowns in 20 games. 13 rushing, 6 passing. Bruh. He's a Marshall Faulk talent.
And Sean Payton alluded to that when he drafted him.
He's a Marshall Faulk player. That to me, he's Marshall Faulk reincarnated in his offense. I still think he has more to do as a player. So far, within the first 20 games, yes. If you're looking at a 20-game stretch, there has been a better player than Alvin Kamara as a running back in Saints history.
Right.
I mean, he's outproduced the guys of Ricky Williams, produced McAllister. The list goes on. Reggie Bush, statistically, Darren Sproles. I'm just talking about any guy you want to throw in that running back position for the first 20 games of their Saints career. Alvin Kamara has probably outrushed them. He's probably definitely out-received his yards, and he definitely has more touchdowns than them in 20 games. In the 20-game stretch, of the first 20 games, I don't think there's a Saints back that ever had 19 total touchdowns. That's a lot of touchdowns. The guy just had 3 last week.
Right.
It's ridiculous of what he has done. Now, granted, is he the best in the Saints history? A lot more football than he played. But in the first 20 games, I haven't found a better back to play in the Saints uniform.
I'm gonna go ahead and say Alvin Kamara is the best running back in the Sean Payton era. I mean, look, no disrespect to Reggie Bush.
Agreed.
Reggie Bush was a great talent. I think Reggie Bush underachieved in New Orleans. Just as I felt, he didn't reach 1,000 yards rushing until he left New Orleans and went to Miami. Now people gonna say, well, he had to share carries and things of that nature, but we used to give Reggie his chances. And Reggie used to like to run a lot of East and West.
Yeah.
And Sean Payton used to get aggravated with him. And you know, another thing with Reggie Bush used to have a fumbling problem at one time, man. Reggie Bush would give it up. He'll drop it on that carpet. And I think that he never got to the level that we all expected him to. But I think the best thing that Reggie Bush did when he was here was be a decoy.
Yes.
He was a phenomenal decoy. When we put him in motion, we put him in the game. You had to account for him in the game. And that opened up stuff for people like Marcus Colston.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And Jeremy Shockey and Jimmy Graham. And I think that's what he did more than put up numbers. And
Devin Henderson, you know, all those players. Lance Moores, all those guys.
Kamara is showing us that he can run between the tackles. He could get to the perimeter. He could take it a distance. He could line up in the slot. He could come out the backfield and catch balls and make people miss. And what I like about Kamara, you rarely see him fumble that ball. You rarely see him drop it on the carpet. You rarely see him drop a pass. You rarely see him miss a blocking assignment in pass protection.
You told me about this kid when we were drafting. I'm like, I looked at you like, I remember the show.
Yeah.
I looked at you like, who?
Stay woke. And Kamara, and what I like about Kamara too, that, you know, in NFL, what we always talk about, NFL stands for not for long. And he does a great job of not taking the big hits.
Yes.
Even though on Sunday, Landon Collins tried to tear his head off on that goal line. And he ate that lick and still got that ball over the plane and scored that touchdown.
And you watch how he had his hands and his legs, they parallel, and he
plays with good bend.
Yeah.
He plays with good bend. You know?
the guy I had carrying, you know, Jeeps in the offseason.
With Coca-Cola from John Curtis. But I like everything about what Kamara is doing. Like I said, man, he doesn't take the big hit. You rarely see him take hard hits. He knows when to get out of bounds. If you see him, he get the ball. When he see he ain't got nothing, he'll get out of bounds.
Yeah.
He understands that, you know, at the running back position, he can't take all that wear and tear on his body, and he understands how to play behind his pass. You know, he I'm not saying this is his style, but this is how he eludes big hits.
Big hits.
Like Frank Gore.
Yes.
Frank Gore gets in the hole. You rarely see Frank Gore get
hit hard.
That's why Frank Gore is still ticking.
That's why Frank Gore is 4th overall in total rushing yards in the history of the league.
Exactly. He ain't the fastest in the world.
Facts.
But he understands how to play behind his pads and not take that big hit, and that's what Kamara is doing. And I think you see Kamara going to play a long time in this league. I think you see Kamara play 10 years at a high level. But yes, to answer y'all question,
yes,
he is the most explosive and the best running back that's been in the Sean Payton era.
Sean Payton era, hands down, better than the Jim era. And then people say, I know what you're thinking. Deuce McAllister played here. But let me get something straight now. I'm not trying to be a downer on Deuce McAllister. First year was a real special teams guy. But then we finally get the thug in the carries. Deuce McAllister, you know, as a rusher, he had one great year. He had that 1,600-yard rushing season. And I know we all homers, and, you know, Deuce is going to always be forever in our hearts as far as a back. But, man, this guy, Alvin Kamara, what he's doing statistically is unheard of. Chris Dominique says, yes, I would say Kamara. Mike Robichaud said Reggie was good. And Chris also said Reggie went out of bounds too much. And he said Kamara is just simply unreal. Put a nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
Stephen Mullen said he's just so versatile. Can be used in so many different ways. total threat.
Right.
Mike Robichaud says he doesn't look that fast. He doesn't look that fast while he's running. Can't catch him. Can't catch him. He don't look fast. He don't look like he moving, but you looking like
on that touchdown Sunday, man. I was like, man, he about to get hawked, and he just keep moving past. He got deceptive speed.
Yeah. Joshua Phillips says, I see Kamara could be one of the greats. And Chris Dominique says, Deuce always gave 100%. I agree with that, too. I just think that when I look at Alvin Kamara, man, again, he's Marshall Faulk. I haven't seen another back like Marshall Faulk until Alvin Kamara. And I didn't have this type of expectation for him. I remember that we did this show, and you told me about Alvin Kamara, and I'm like, huh? I'm like, maybe we should run Deuce. And you like, Fred, listen, bro.
This is the best pick.
Best pick that we had in the draft. I'm like, gee, Alvin Kamara, and, bro, people don't really know about this kid. This kid was in the same backfield at Alabama with Keenan Drake, T.J. Yeldon, Derrick Henry, and it was Alvin Kamara. You know, this guy was in the same backfield with those guys at Alabama. He transferred from there, went to Tennessee, you know, and made a name for himself. This guy now, bro.
And in Tennessee, they had Jalen Hurd ahead of him.
Yeah. No, somebody, Arkell Evans says, Kamara or Zeke?
I'm taking Kamara.
I'm taking Kamara.
I'm not being biased at all. I like Zeke. I think Zeke is a great running back. I'm not taking him over Kamara. I'm sorry, I'm not.
I'm not either. And it's not because it was Zeke can't. I don't think Zeke is not a great rusher or a great receiving back. It's just that I like what Kamara brings to the game of football. I like how this guy you can use in any situation. I think this guy can really average 100 yards receiving and 100 yards rushing in the football game. I think he literally
if they
can do
really
that.
wanted to, you know, overexert him like that, they could do that.
Yeah, but there's no need.
He could be a guy that have 1,000 yards receiving and 1,000 yards rushing.
He'll be the only back since Marshall Faulk.
Yeah, he could really do that.
And I think he may still have that when the season's over. He'd be the only back.
I don't see it happening because I mean the times we living in, we play in our backfields with a running back by committee kind of thing. I just don't see him. I don't see nobody having 1,000 yard receiving, 1,000 yard rushing for a long, long time. It might not ever get broken. Just the times we living in, the game has changed.
The wear and tear.
Yeah,
man. And the hits on the back.
Yeah.
It just you need that. No offense, I'm not saying you need that lightning and that thunder. You know, and for people who don't understand that, like Le'Veon Bell, who he's a lightning and a thunder. Yeah. And there's so much wear and tear on the body to where you like. Do you really pay a guy who's 5 years in, going on 6 years, that kind of money? Because if he's lightning and thunder, man, you got to understand that injury is going to happen. Yeah. You talk about a guy who's getting 300-some plus carries, 85 receptions. Boy, that's a lot of wear and tear, boy.
Yeah.
You know how many snaps? You know how many
Le'Veon
snaps?
Le'Veon Bell take a lot of hard licks.
Yeah.
You know, Alvin Kamara don't do as much. I mean, Alvin Kamara understands to get on the ground. How to play behind his pads and get out of bounds. So, you know, I think Alvin Kamara plays a long time.
It's a lot of hits. You talking about a guy who's, you know, you talking about, listen, bro, you know how many snaps you got to play to get 300-some plus carries and 85 receptions? Think about the plays that he has to pass block. It's a lot. Yeah. You know, so, listen, bro, it's a lot, but I'm taking Alvin Kamara. And I'm not speaking from a fantasy football perspective. I'm just speaking as a back perspective. Now, granted, I like Zeke. Now, I would take Gurley over Kamara right now. That's all. I
mean, I couldn't disagree with you with that.
I would take Gurley over Kamara right now.
I think Kamara is going to have a better career
than those guys.
Because I think he's going to last longer. That's just my opinion. We got just under a minute. I just want to touch on this high school segment right quick. Terrebonne High School from the Tri-Parish, baby. Y'all better pay attention and stay woke. These people number 2 and 5'8". Nobody expected it.
They can win 5'8", bro.
They got a good chance to run the table. They play Tipperary High this Friday or tomorrow night. Tipperary High coming to the game 3-2. Man, the three-headed monster with Ja'Kai Douglas, Chaz Boyd, and Keyshawn James. And that stingy defense Terrebonne got. Watch out for these people going forward for the rest of the season, bro. I think it's gonna come down to week 10 when they play Destrehan at Destrehan for the district championship.
Yeah,
I think they have a great shot to run the table and go 10-0 and possibly be the number 2, number 1 seed going into the playoffs. Walker out of Baton Rouge. I'm gonna be covering this game tomorrow. They play Zachary. This is gonna be a great game. Walker, Zachary is gonna be box office. You got big time players on both teams. You got Keelan Brown, the quarterback for Zachary, who won the state championship last year. Got 15 plus offer. You got Tyler Justin at corner. The list goes on and on for them. Then Ed Walker. You got Brian Thomas, the sophomore receiver. Jalen Cook, the junior receiver. These two guys got about 25 offers combined. Brian Thomas, remember the name. 6'2", 6'3" wide receiver for Walker High School. He is a freak. Jumping over people's head. I promise you he's going to be a 4-5 star when it's all said and done by the time next year come around and he's only a sophomore. Jalen Cook, the two-sport athlete. Well, both of them are two-sport athletes. Both of them play basketball too. Jalen Cook, the slot receiver and plays corner. He has just been phenomenal. Both of them just got offered by University of Virginia on last week. There's going to be a big-time game on tomorrow night. Stay tuned for the highlights and the updates throughout the game tomorrow night, man. I'm going to be there covering the game, man. Watch out for those teams. I'm telling y'all, Terrebonne High School, watch out for these people to make a run this year. Nobody really know about these people. Watch out for them.
Watch out for
Terrebonne. We all know about John Eric. I think John Eric probably the best team in 5A right now, if you have to ask me. But I think Terrebonne and Walker and Zachary are right there. So we're going to see.
Well, listen, for people who don't know, listen, obviously we got the MLB playoffs starting right now. My Yankees did one yesterday. Don't forget about your Braves, baby. Yeah. They in the playoffs, baby.
Yeah. I don't think we got a shot, but
hey, listen,
glad to be back.
Be tuning into the MLB playoffs, because trust me, it's gonna get real. Things gonna start getting a little more tense now. The 180 plus games are over. Start paying attention a little more to MLB baseball. But NBA preseason has started. First and foremost, let me tell you something about you Lakers. LeBron, get some clothes that fit. Your clothes too small, bro. You're around here wearing a medium, look like. Your shorts are above your knees. I mean, get it together, man. I mean, you're like wearing a tank top on the court. I mean, you're not 220 pounds. You're 260. Get an extra large, get some extra large pants, and get some that fit, for crying out loud. You're bad. You're bad out
here. Man, let that man show his physique, man.
You're bad out here. Stop it now. Your clothes too tight. You see what I'm saying? But listen, NBA is on the way. I'm happy that sport is on the way, man. I'm looking forward to a lot of things. I'm looking forward to seeing the first overall pick, DeAndre Ayton. I'm looking to see Melvin Bagley. I want to see what Giannis do. I want to see if Giannis can become the best player in the East. The Lakers are obviously going to be on the spotlight. And don't forget about the Warriors, baby. Don't forget about the Rockets either. Because they're going to make a lot of noise in the Western Conference.
Scored 131 points in the opener.
And AD made a big-time statement. He said the best player in the league. He don't care what anybody say. He said he's number one. Man, there's going to be a lot of drama in this NBA season, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about it. Man, it got my blood flowing. Just like the NFL season, got my blood flowing. At the end of this month, we're going to have the World Series. Going to have my blood flowing, So, man, a lot of sports to talk about these upcoming weeks. Man, y'all just stay tuned. Stay tuned to FanView Live. Stay tuned to us each and every Sunday. Obviously, we'll find a way to get this game streamed on Monday. And, man, y'all stay tuned in, man. FanView, Real Fans Talk Sports. I keep telling y'all, it's the best show on the internet. Best sports show on the internet. Y'all stay locked in, man. Y'all have a great...
GSportz, man. Appreciate y'all, man.
Y'all stay locked in, man. Appreciate it. Again, every Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. Y'all stay tuned in, stay locked in. Let's make this the best fan sports show on the internet. Y'all have a good night. See y'all next week. Terrebonne serious, yeah. Niggas, people sleeping on Terrebonne, boy. People sleeping on Terrebonne. When they be home, I was like, okay, I know hey, hey, Terrebonne gonna be there. Y'all sleeping on Terrebonne, boy.
I hope they make a run, dog, because that's gonna be big.
It's gonna be big because you got to talk about what? Jakai, Junior?
Yeah.
Jakai Jr. I mean,
his little brother. He got a little brother though. His little brother in the ninth.
Listen, it's gonna be a big deal. It's gonna be a big deal if Terrebonne gets someone, bro. I'm watching like, damn, dog, Terrebonne fucking good.
Eric probably got the best team in the state, though. Like, real talk.
Eric?
Turn down for what?